From Launch Space Center in Florida, this is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. We are now in the final 5 hours of the countdown for the launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery and the Hubble Space Telescope. The countdown is being controlled from Firing Room 1 at the Launch Control Center, and we are on schedule for a liftoff at 8:47 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. This is the 10th launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery and the 35th of the Space Shuttle program. On this flight, Discovery will become the veteran orbiter, equaling the record held by Challenger of 10 launches. This mission is scheduled to last 5 days, 1 hour and 17 minutes. At the opening of Flight Day 2, the Hubble Space Telescope is scheduled to be removed from Discovery's payload bay. And early Wednesday afternoon, the telescope will be deployed. The landing at the end of mission will be at Edwards Air Force Base in California's Mojave Desert, with touchdown expected to occur at 10:02 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, based on an 8:47 a.m. launch today. Discovery's 5-member flight crew have been awake for about 10 minutes now, and soon will be entering the dining room at the astronaut quarters to have breakfast. Afterward, they will have a weather briefing and receive a status on the countdown activity. They will then go to the suit-up room, don their flight suits, and depart at about 5:30 a.m. for the 20-minute ride out to Pad 39B at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean. The launch countdown began at the T-minus 43-hour mark at 3 p.m. on Saturday. For this launch, there are a total of 22 hours and 47 minutes of built-in hold time. Loading of the external tank containing the 1/2 million gallons of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen cryogenic propellants began at about 2:05 this morning. The ICE team has now departed for the pad to make their inspections and measure the temperatures of the vehicle. At the conclusion of the inspection, the 8-member team will have walked up and down the entire 380-foot tower of the fixed service structure. Tanking did begin slightly behind schedule this morning. The liquid hydrogen loading began about 2:05 and the liquid oxygen at 2:31. There was a problem with a valve in the liquid oxygen tank farm. This valve was leaking a small amount of liquid oxygen, but it is not an essential valve for the oxygen loading, and the valve was isolated from the system and the loading of propellants began. Once again, all of countdown activity is proceeding toward an 8:47 a.m. launch this morning. At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control. This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. Propellant loading is continuing from Firing Room 1 here in the Launch Control Center. At this time, the hydrogen tank is full, and the liquid oxygen tank is approaching 90%. There is about 20 minutes remaining in the LOX fill operation. The ICE team has been dispatched to the Pad B roadblock and will enter the pad to begin the ice inspections as soon as the propellant loading is complete. Launch preparations continue to go smoothly, and we remain targeted for an 8:47 a.m. liftoff this morning. Looking at the weather for the opening of the period, the shuttle weather officer is predicting 2 layers of clouds, a layer at 4,000 feet, which will be scattered, occasionally variable to broken, and a scattered cloud layer at 25,000 feet. Visibility 7 miles, southeasterly winds 10 to 18 knots. After 10 a.m., the winds will increase some, becoming 12 to 20 knots from the southeast. These wind limits are within the predicted acceptable launch weather criteria. There is a chance of a brief shower from time to time, and the temperature at liftoff is expected to be about 72 degrees. The percentages of acceptable launch weather are essentially unchanged from last night. We're looking at a 60% chance of acceptable weather at the beginning of the period, or a 40% chance of violation. Later this morning, the weather reconnaissance aircraft will take to the skies to assess the actual weather conditions. At this time, if there is going to be a problem, you'd never know it by looking at the skies. They are mostly clear, with generally light to moderate winds. Once again, we are continuing to go smoothly toward our 8:47 a.m. opening of the launch period. At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Billy going back to 132.
Okay, thanks, CPL. DLAS PTC 134.
This is DLAS 134.
Okay, Randy, you got the words on the Dave to delete that step?
The words are on there.
Okay, Vit's coming down. They're up in their office, fourth floor, so they're on the way down.
I copy.
PIE PTC.
DLAS.
DPIE PTC.
PTC, DPI, go.
Okay, yeah, just going to do an informal call stations. You got all your troops down there, DPIE?
Yes, we have the everybody on station.
Okay, and DLAS?
DLAS, go ahead.
Okay, Randy, you got all your folks down there?
That's firm.
Okay, thank you. And DLES, DPA, it's PTC, just for your info. If everyone's not aware, we're going to be using 134 for the remainder of the count as our active channel.
PTC, could you repeat that?
Yeah, just a bit of information if you're not aware. We're going to be using 134 for the remainder of the count.
Copy that.
So if your folks are not active on 134, let's go ahead and make that so.
We'll do that right now.
PIE, DLES, PTC, and DVA.
DPA. DPA. DLS.
Okay, just for another bit of information, last night there were some steps that were worked up. And Randy, I talked to you a little bit about it. If we have an LCC, you need to make an LCC call. I left a couple of copies of that page down there on C1. Do you guys all get a copy of it?
DLS has one. Yes.
Okay, and DPI, you get a copy of that?
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, this is kind of just an informal thing. I was asked to put some words together and did a little investigation, and that seems to be the right avenue we need to pursue if that happens. If you guys got any comments or questions to it, let me know.
Okay, I'm going to read it and I'll let you know if I have any problem with it.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. We are now in the breakfast room at the astronaut quarters, where the STS-31 crew is having breakfast. Mission specialist Dr. Steve Hawley, who will be deploying the telescope from the remote manipulator arm. Colonel Charlie Bolden, the pilot on this mission. The commander, Lauren Schreiber, for the Space Shuttle Discovery. Dr. Kathy Sullivan, mission specialist. And Navy Captain Bruce McCandless, mission specialist. The crew was awakened about 3:52 this morning. They will have breakfast and then depart for the suit-up room. They'll have a short briefing on the status of the countdown and a look at the weather forecast predicted for the period. In front, of course, is the cake with the mission emblem. Again, the ice team is at the Pad B roadblock awaiting the conclusion of tanking. The hydrogen tank at this time is full and we are nearing completion of liquid oxygen. At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Okay, how do you read me on 134?
You're down a little bit.
Okay, test 1, 2, 3, is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, going to 234.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. All activities continuing to go smoothly here in Firing Room 1, leading toward a targeted 8:47 a.m. liftoff. Liquid hydrogen is now in stable replenish, and liquid oxygen is now approaching 98%. We're expecting tanking to be complete at about 4:56 this morning. The countdown activities, which have been underway since 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, include disconnecting the drag-on cables connected to the Hubble Space Telescope for battery charging, a review of the flight software stored in Discovery's computers, stowage of items that the crew will use on orbit in the mid-deck lockers, and a removal of platforms between the mid-deck and the flight deck. The payload bay doors of the orbiter were closed for flight at about 6:30 on Sunday morning. The orbiter's navigation aids were then turned on and tested, and the inertial measurement units were warmed up and checked out, and the cryogenic liquid hydrogen and oxygen reactants were loaded aboard Discovery's storage spheres located beneath the payload bay on Sunday afternoon. These reactants will be used by the orbiter's fuel cells to generate power during the 5-day mission. The orbiter's communications system was also turned on and checked out. The solid rocket booster retrieval ship sailed to the SRB impact point about 160 miles downrange early yesterday morning. Also, part of Monday was spent removing the handrails from against the vehicle, which are part of the gantry light rotating service structure and the mobile launcher platform. The rotating service structure was pulled away from the space shuttle at about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Also, the last-minute items considered time-critical were stowed aboard the crew compartment, and the cockpit switches were configured for launch. No problems are in work this morning that would preclude an 8:47 a.m. liftoff. We are seeing the first evidence of stratocumulus beginning to flow in off the Atlantic Ocean, still holding at a 60% chance of acceptable weather at the opening of the period. At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
You guys want to go monitor 231? You'll hear the crew weather briefing. That's going to take place momentarily.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. Approximately 27 minutes remaining in this planned built-in hold. The astronauts have just completed their crew weather briefing and are now proceeding to the suit-up room. The thrust of the crew weather briefing was essentially pretty much as forecast. The improvement is in the winds, which are expected to be relatively steady throughout the period from the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, and the maximum wind currently observed from the balloon data just received shows 20 knots at about 1,000 feet. At launch time, still a 60% chance of acceptable weather. There will be scattered clouds at 4,000 and 25,000 feet, with the lower layer going occasionally broken, and that will be the one area of concern. The shuttle training aircraft will be doing weather reconnaissance later in the countdown to assess the cloud conditions. Loading of the external tank with the 525,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen is now complete, and the ice team has now been dispatched to the launch pad. They will be there for approximately 2 hours. They entered the pad about 10 minutes ago. They have several objectives while they are there. They assess the integrity of the thermal insulation on the external tank, look for any ice or frost formations on the tank, measure temperatures on various parts of the vehicle, and assess debris concerns both on the vehicle and on the pad that could be a safety of flight issue. The ICE team is composed of 8 members representing NASA KSC, the Marshall Space Flight Center, and the Space Shuttle contractors. They are using a portable infrared scanner to measure temperatures on various areas of the tank, the solid rocket boosters, the main engines, the orbiter itself, and the pad structures. They also carry binoculars and a telescope for greater resolution and detail on the vehicle. The team wears highly visible day-glow orange protective coveralls that are anti-static and flame resistant. Each member also carries a self-contained emergency breathing unit with about 10 minutes of air. An inspection of the pad and the mobile launcher platform, as well as the space shuttle vehicle itself, was made yesterday. This included a thorough inspection of the external tank prior to loading the cryogenic liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen into the tank, which began about 2:10 this morning. After the launch, there will also be inspections of the pad and the beach to look for anything unusual, particularly to identify any debris that could have fallen off during the launch. Tomorrow, there will be a review of the high-speed film and videotapes to determine any possible launch damage to the Space Shuttle Discovery during the launch and the early phase of ascent. At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
DLES, DPIE, PTC, 134.
DLES.
DPIE, PTC.
Go ahead, TTC.
Okay, yeah, based on the count picking back up at T-minus 3 hours.
Aspo TT, Airground 1, how do you copy?
We're looking at a 542 power up.
Clear, OTC. Okay, evidently
Thank
there
you.
is a problem on air to ground 2, and the comm folks are looking into it. We'll stay on air to ground 1 at this time.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. We're standing by now for video from the astronaut quarters of the crew suiting up. Meanwhile, out at the launch pad, the ice inspection team is continuing their walk down.
I'm reading off the meter. Okay. 9 meter.
Here is the
And fuel cell 2.
suit-up room where the crew is preparing for their departure for the pad, which will occur at about 5:30.
31 volts, about 30 and a half,
And as we can see,
and still 150 amps.
most of them are well
Fuel cell 3.
into their suiting activity. There is Air Force Colonel Lauren Schreiber.
And 150 amps also. Main A on the S9. Copy that.
Pilot, Marine Colonel Charlie Bolden. And his helmet attachment will be essentially the last thing in the suit-up operation. Panning over now to Mission Specialist Navy Captain Bruce McCandless. He's been a NASA astronaut since 1966. On the other side of the room is Mission Specialist Dr. Catherine Sullivan. She will be riding on the mid-deck position on the way to orbit. And here is Dr. Stephen Hawley. Steve Hawley will be controlling the remote manipulator arm to release the Hubble Space Telescope tomorrow afternoon. Partial pressure suits are, of course, in day glow orange, so they can be easily spotted should there be a contingency. And as we've heard them remark, they're not the most comfortable things, but there's never been any discussion about not using them. The closeout crew is now also at the launch pad preparing for the flight crew's entry, which will occur shortly after 6 a.m. They are now configuring the crew module for the ingress.
Okay,
and the closeout crew now has the air sampling in work that's necessary in the crew compartment for the ingress.
Sensor 1, 2, and 3 switches off for...
Approximately 6 minutes remaining in this 3-hour built-in hold.
AC1 off, 2 to off,
At T-minus 3 hours and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Mark, 3 to monitor, mark. Complete.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. We are now about 30 seconds away from resuming the countdown. Crew will be leaving the astronaut quarters for the pad in about another 5 minutes or so. The ice team continues to do their walk down. Clock now has resumed the count. 2 hours, 59 minutes, 55 seconds and counting, leading toward a targeted liftoff at 8:47 this morning. We are not working any technical issues at this time. The weather forecast at this time.
OTC,
While
I'm ready for the
there is
nav
some
aids
concerns
activation.
about the clouds that may be in the area at the 4,000-foot level, at this time there is no reason not to proceed toward the 8:47 opening of the launch period
This is the
for a
Aspen
launch
coming
this morning.
across, Time, ground 1, 2 and UHF.
We're standing by in about another 10 minutes or so to power up the Hubble
Houston,
Space Telescope
you're loud and
for
clear
launch.
on air to ground 1, 2, and UHF.
The telescope has
Loud and clear off the bank, sounds good.
not had any power since the
OTC on
battery
UHF,
charging was
copy.
discontinued on
You're loud and clear.
Sunday,
Me.
or late on Saturday.
Loud and clear.
Payload bay doors were closed Sunday morning at about
And
6:30.
OTC asked, do you want me to go UHF only in my transmit mode? I'm coming across simul at the moment.
Looking at our transatlantic weather this morning,
That's affirmative.
the primary site will be Banjul, and there are scattered clouds there. The site is go.
Okay, OTC, I'm coming across.
Marone is also good for landing today. They have a slight tailwind. Ben Guerir, however, has
Houston,
rain,
you're, loud and clear
and
also,
they would
UHF
not
on.
be go for a contingency this morning.
Copy, thank you.
At T-minus 2 hours, 58 minutes, 23 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
nav aids activation?
And BLES PTC 134.
And really, let's go.
Okay, Ken, just to give you a little heads up, sequence 16, step 0411.
All three and test select switches go to upper. Ready, mark.
We have no LCCs active at this time, so I went ahead and verified that we are current on LCC status. We have no violations.
Okay, all three in upper. Copy. That's firm complete.
PTC DPI.
0930.
Go ahead.
53.
Be aware that when you go to Marshall, he probably would like to know if we have power on, you know, and the talkbacks are showing off and on.
Go.
Okay, I copy.
Go ahead. MLS channel thumbwheel 1, 2, and 3. Go.
PTC DLS.
TLS.
Go ahead.
I'm on. QC.
Okay, I copy.
Leader.
And just for your info, approximately 10 minutes or so, we'll begin NTT power up.
Understand by the clock.
Will NTD give me a go? He's looking about 5:45.
Copy that. Copy. And ask just to verify. Ready,
This is
mark.
Shuttle Launch Control
Ready,
at
mark.
T-minus
All three
2
mark.
hours, 52 minutes, 50 seconds and holding. The crew now walking out from the astronaut quarters. Colonel Shriver, Charlie Bolden, Bruce McCandless, Kathy Sullivan, and Steve Pauling. Now entering the Astrovan for the 20-minute ride out to launch pad 39B. Distance of about 10 miles from the astronaut quarters. They are expected to enter the White Room shortly after 6 a.m.
Go ahead. Cans 1, 2, and 3. Antenna.
Also in the convoy will be astronaut Dan
Okay, that's
Brandenstein,
complete. All three in auto.
who will continue on to the shuttle landing facility to fly the T-38 and the shuttle training aircraft for weather reconnaissance this morning.
GPC. That's complete on all three. GPC.
At the launch pad, the closeout crew is in the White Room and has configured the flight deck for the entry of the crew.
Okay, that's in work.
Communication systems are turned on, and that will be the first item of business for the astronauts once they are on board to verify their comm links with the Launch Control Center and Mission Control in Houston.
Okay. OTCS. Go ahead.
We continue to have a smooth countdown this morning,
Freon coolant loop 1 and 2 payload flow verification.
and we are somewhat optimistic that we will have acceptable weather at the 8:47 a.m. opening of our launch period, which extends until 2:31 this afternoon. From the opening of that period, we have a limitation of 2.5 hours once the crew is on board Discovery. In about 5 minutes, the preparations will begin for powering up the Hubble Space Telescope for launch. The main activity involves bringing up the telescope's receivers. At T-minus 2 hours, 50 minutes, 20 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Go ahead. You ready to proceed with your press of the MPS helium tanks? 326. First one's 5.08.
DLES, DPIE, PTC.
DPA. DPA, go.
Okay, we need to
all personnel on
bring you
channel
guys over to 212. We're going to power up HST
would
on
like you to
212.
re-verify no violation of launch commit
Yeah, let's go
criteria.
to 212.
Report any exceptions to me. If I do not hear any exceptions, I will assume that there is no problem.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 2 hours, 45 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. Preparations will begin momentarily for powering up the Hubble Space Telescope for launch. There are several steps in the procedure requiring about a half a dozen switch commands, and this will take about 10 minutes or so to complete. Payload Test Director Marty McClellan will ask the NASA Test Director for a go to power up the telescope. He will then request some additional concurrences and then instruct the lead electrical systems engineer Randy Hunter at the payload console to begin the power-up procedure. The telescope's radio receivers are required to be on during launch. That is the central system. However, most of the other systems, including the science instruments, are not. Standing by now for the power-up procedure from Payload Test Director Marty McClellan. At T-minus 2 hours, 45 minutes, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
And DLES, PTC 212. DLES. Okay.
Cam there.
Okay, at this time, the ST switch power circuit breaker to closed.
ST switch power circuit breaker is verified closed.
Copy. Essential main switch, enable switch to on.
Okay, essential main switch enable to on, ready, mark, and I got a gray talkback.
Copy, Gray. Under essential bus, the external power switch on.
Okay, under essential bus, external power switch going to on, ready, mark, and I got a up talkback on the...
Copy up. And the essential main switch, enable switch to off.
Essential main switch enable to off, ready, mark, and I got a barber pole.
Copy, barber pole. Okay, verifications. Essential bus, the internal power switch should be center.
Verified. Talkback is barber pole.
Copy. Under main bus, external power switch should be center.
Verified and guarded, crew preference guard, and I've got up talkback.
Okay, we're looking at main bus. We would like to see the main bus external power talkback, barber pole.
I'm sorry, you're right. Switch is center and the talkback is barber pole.
Okay, copy, barber pole. Under main bus, internal power switch should be center.
Verified, barber pole talkback.
Copy. Under IPCU relays closed, talkback should be barber pole.
Verified.
The FHST shutter switch closed.
That's verified, the gray talkback.
Copy. RSU heater power switch should be on.
Verified, gray talkback.
Copy. The S24 switch should be in the center position.
Verified.
And PSP bypass switch power circuit breaker is open.
Verified.
And the PSP bypass switch should be disabled.
That's verified.
Okay, copy. PTC DLES? Go ahead. Okay, the HST power is complete.
I copy. And DLES, at this time I need you to continuously monitor the HST essential bus during launch countdown until T-minus 20 minutes. Need you to report on standard switch panel, external essential power switch, and internal power switch, and main bus.
Okay, and I copy, and we are showing nominal pre-launch status at this time.
I copy. And you can confirm HST power up is complete.
That's firm.
I copy and ask for your support release. Thank you, sir.
CMQC, OTC 212. The CMQC, go ahead. Okay, that's 396 through 403. Copy. Copy for all stations, right? Roger. ASP OTC.
Yes, DPIE,
Go
PTC.
ahead. Yeah, we did go from DC into panel control. Is that affirmative?
DPIE,
go. Okay. ASPO TC.
DPIE, PTC.
Go.
Okay, panel C2. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay, just want to verify everyone's
Right
back on
CRT
134.
select switch to 3.
Go ahead, PTC.
Okay, just want to verify
Right
everybody
keyboard,
back on
full stop.
134, and it sounds like a smooth power up.
Okay.
We are on
CRT 3, GNC full stop.
134 right now.
That's affirmative. That's complete.
Right keyboard spec.
Right, DLS, PTC, 134.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're on. I'm going to be
Okay.
on that for a moment. PTC will be
008,
monitoring.
018, 028, 030, 061, 071, 77, 80, 92, 99, 102, 109.
Tom, you calling Miguel? Okay, memory switch clear and release.
Yes, this is DPIE.
That's complete.
And memory switch read and hold and record your matrix lights on.
I just...
Center going down to meet him. Copy that.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 2 hours, 35 minutes and counting. The Astrovan has now arrived at the base of the fixed service structure on launch pad 39B. The crew will now disembark for the ride up the elevator to the orbiter access arm.
Okay, verify your
And one or two at a time, they will enter the white room to be assisted by the closeout crew led by astronaut Blaine Hammond.
Verified.
Okay, copy that. Thank you. OTC, CMTC. Go ahead. Yes, sir. On step 424.
Commander Schreiber and Pilot Bolden will be the
424.
first to enter the crew compartment. Be strapped into their seats and
I don't know,
begin
we'll have to
the
get that from
communications
LRD.
checks.
I'm sorry. Hydraulic press.
We've received word from the closeout crew that the
You copy that, CMQC?
navigation
That's
aids
the other fellow.
activation is complete and that the crew compartment is ready for the astronauts. The upper air wind balloon continues to show that our maximum wind is at about 1,000 feet at about 20 knots. The orbiter's computers can be updated with the proper ascent profile depending on the upper level wind situation at the time of the launch. These profiles are called I-loads, and they tell the vehicle what the angle of attack is at the various times and speeds during the ascent. With one primary and 8 secondary computer programs for I-loads, there is now considerable flexibility to launch based on the upper level wind patterns and conditions. Periodically in the countdown, data received from the weather balloons is fed into the computers to determine which ascent profile is best to use based on the latest observed upper level wind situation.
Yes, sir. When you want to do that? We can do it right now. Okay. ASPO TC.
The Space Shuttle Discovery was the third orbiter in NASA's fleet, arriving at the Kennedy Space Center in November 1983 and first launched on August 30th, 1984. The orbiter is named for two famous sailing ships, one sailed by Henry Hudson in 1610 and 1611 to search for the Northwest Passage between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and the other by James Cook on a voyage during which he discovered the Hawaiian Islands. After Discovery returns from this mission on Sunday, it will be ferried back to the Kennedy Space Center about 5 days later, at which time it will be taken to the orbiter processing facility and prepared for the launch of Ulysses on October 5th. That will be its 11th launch.
And I can verify step 297.
The weather forecast for launch time continues to show a 60% chance of launch at the beginning of the period. We are seeing some indications of cloud overrun from the Atlantic, but at this time the weather does appear to be favorable. No other technical issues in work this morning during the countdown. No significant discussion by any members of the launch team.
ICH, reset the master line.
Dan Brandenstein is preparing to take off shortly in one of the T-38s for the first round of weather reconnaissance. Commander Schreiber has now entered the White Room in preparation for entry into the Space Shuttle Discovery. these views from a NASA helicopter orbiting Pad B on Complex 39, where the ICE team is continuing its walk down. They are approximately two-thirds of the way through that activity.
That's affirmative. Okay, thank you.
At T-minus 2 hours, 30 minutes, 40 seconds, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
DPIE, this is MTC on 134.
DPIE?
DPIE, MTC, we do not have a valid display here, and I heard part of your conversation with Tom about the bus monitoring position. Do you have valid data?
Yes, we do have valid data on the variable down list. What I was explaining to Tom is we also had in our software program to show the T-34 NDM 2101, 2102, but those will be invalid as soon as the variable down list comes in. So therefore, I was explaining to Tom that he needed to disregard those.
Roger, could you, for us, give us the status of the bus position?
GLS OTC.
Sorry, I didn't copy that.
I say, I understand. Can you, for Fred Witalik himself, give us a status of internal essential bus power and position, please?
Yes, right now, the if you look at the... hold on a second.
That's him work, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's this? Bill Taylor?
That's right.
Bill, I'm sorry. I thought we gave you this information, but if you look at the variable down list, the V92, okay, it shows a 0080. And what that means is that the external is on, internal is off, and the main buses are off. Now, the condition that we are watching for is if it changes to 0040, then it would mean to us that the external essential is off, the main bus will be off, and the internal is on.
Roger, copy that.
So as long as you see the 0080, that means we are in the proper configuration.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 2 hours, 26 minutes, 50 seconds, and counting. Mission Commander Lauren Schreiber has just entered the crew compartment of the Space Shuttle Discovery. Schreiber is 45 years old and a colonel in the U.S. Air Force. He was selected as an astronaut candidate in 1978. He flew previously on STS-31C in 1985 on a 3-day Department of Defense mission. There we see Captain Bruce McCandless, U.S. Navy, 52, selected as one of 19 astronauts by NASA in 1966. He flew previously on mission 41B in February of 1984 and achieved considerable notoriety in performing the first checkout of the manned maneuvering unit and the manipulator foot restraint. He has a total of 191 hours in space. Waiting patiently now to be assisted with his helmet and the ingress into the orbiter. Summing up our activity overnight, we began tanking at about 2:10 this morning. We had a small problem with a liquid oxygen valve at the oxygen storage tank on the pad. That valve was not essential for tanking and was taken out of the system so that fueling could proceed, and there have not been any problems since that time. Weather-wise, we appear to be holding to our 60% chance of acceptable weather at launch time. Winds will be generally from the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, 4,000-foot scattered clouds, 25,000-foot scattered clouds, the 4,000-foot layer going occasionally broken, and that would be the one issue that could be a concern at the scheduled liftoff time. From the T0, we have 2.5 hours for launch, even though the launch period extends until 2:31 this afternoon. Once the crew is on board, we choose to limit the crew for medical reasons to about 2.5 hours from the initial opening of the period. The ICE team is nearing the conclusion of its activities and thus far has not reported any significant ups on any of the areas.
CLT and CDR in there, when you're ready to connect up to the fans, let me know. Give me a hack when you turn the fans on.
To take off out of the shuttle landing facility.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you.
All the discussion on the channels now is very routine. There are really no technical issues in work, and if the weather cooperates, we are on target for an 8:47 a.m. liftoff.
OTC CMPS.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, 160493, ET liquid level sensor checks are complete.
42 on...
Copy that, thank you.
And the payload...
OTC, CDR's fans coming on, ready, Mark.
Okay, copy that, thank you.
At T-minus 2 hours, 23 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
CMQC, OTC. CMQC, go ahead. Oh, we have any slack time? You have any steps you caught up on? Yeah, we'll have to take a look at it and we'll call back at you. Okay.
OTC, we're cutting off this CDR span at this time, Mark. Are you landing clear? OTC suit fan coming back on from CDR.
Go ahead. This is OTC on the air to ground 1 CDR. How do you copy?
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 2 hours, 19 minutes and counting. Astronaut Kathy Sullivan now in the white room at the end of the orbiter access arm and will be assisted for ingress shortly. She is 38 years old, selected as an astronaut candidate in January 1978 and flew previously on STS-31G, launched in October 1984 on an 8-day mission which included the deployment of the Earth Radiation Budget Satellite. Her total time in space measured at 197.5 hours.
CDR, OTC, air to ground 1. How do you copy?
OTC, stand by. We're not ready for air to ground checks.
Colonel Charlie Bolden, pilot 43, selected as an astronaut candidate in 1980. He flew previously on mission 61C in January 1986, which deployed a SATCOM KU-band communication satellite. He has 146 hours in space. Still awaiting Dr. Steve Hawley, who is out on the orbiter access arm. The crew ingress is on schedule, so our 2.5 hour limitation on the period this morning would be a discussion about the status at 11:15 this morning. That's the point at which we would run out of that 2.5 hour limit crew on the back time, and we would be discussing the situation if there was some problem to see how much time would be necessary to correct any problem or whether or not it really is more prudent to stand down. But there are no problems in work at this time, so that if the weather cooperates, and there is a 60% chance that it will, we expect to be launching on time at 8:47 this morning. At T-minus 2 hours, 17 minutes and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
OTC, CDR, how do you read?
I read the 5 square CDR. How many?
And you're loud and clear also.
Okay. Good morning, Lauren.
Morning. And NTD, CDR, how do you read?
Read you 5 by how many?
And you're loud and clear, arm.
I copy.
And Houston, CDR, how do you read?
CDR Houston, you're loud and clear. Good morning, Lauren.
Morning, Steve. You're loud and clear also. And OTC asked CDR is going to be moving to sea a little bit.
Copy that. PD, OTC. GLS OTC 212.
GLS, go.
Yeah, not to belabor the question, but are you still working on the standby steps?
Yes, sir. We probably have another 15 minutes.
Copy that.
Oh, no, negative, sir. We're working on the SAT 92. We already reported completion on the RF switch.
Okay.
LOTC, we just turned the PLT fan on. Got it.
ECL OTC.
Go ahead.
You copy that? PLT fan on.
Copy.
OTC, CMQC. Go ahead. Strange list. Line item 157 has been moved and cleared and put into line item 240 and is against sequence 16, step 1039. Thank you. OTC, CBSE 212. Go ahead. I want to advise you that steps 570, 571 will be not performed today. 570, 571. Roger that. Those are not performed today. Copy.
OTC, PLT suit fan coming off, Mark.
Copy that.
OTC, suit fan on PLT coming on.
Copy that. OFC, OTC, 212. CUFC. As soon as we get the PLT in, I want to proceed with the post-ingress switch reconfig. Copy.
OTC, GLS on 212.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. We've completed implementation of SAT 92. That's step 439 through 446.
Copy that.
We'd like a go for our GLS
That's
initialization.
confirmed by the clock. You have a go.
Okay, and I will need a CMQC on channel 183.
Yeah, CMQC, OTC. Go ahead, OTC. 183, please. Copy, 183. NTD, OTC, 232. I can give you step 446. SAT 92 is completed.
OTC, PLT is going to be moving his seat here just a little bit.
Copy that.
OTC, PLT, good morning. How do you read?
Good morning, PLT. It's OTC. I read you loud and clear. How many?
I read you great.
Ready for a nice ride today, Charlie?
Ready to go.
Okay, we're going to put you to work as soon as we got you in here. We're going to perform our post-ingress switch reconfig. If you're ready.
Stand by, OTC.
Okay.
At NTD, PLT, how do you read? NTD, PLT, radio check, over.
Read you loud and clear, PLT. How many?
Okay, got you the same.
Copy.
And Houston, PLT, radio check, how do you read?
Morning, Charlie. This is Houston. You're loud and clear.
Alrighty.
At PLT, OTC, 212.
Go ahead, OTC.
Okay, if you're ready for the post-ingress reconfig.
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay, OFC, OTC. CFC, proceed with post-ingress reconfiguration. Copy that. PLT, you can remove the guards and position RCS driver switches.
Okay, stand by one. And the ass will take care of that.
Copy that.
That's complete.
Copy that on panel 014.
Go ahead.
Row Fox, RJDA1A, L2, R2 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
RJDA2A, L4, R4 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
RJDF, 1 Baker, F1 manifold driver switch on.
It should be RJD. Okay, roger. Ready, Mark.
Left ohms, engine valve switch on.
Ready, Mark.
Panel 015.
Go.
Row Fox, RJDA, 1 Baker, L1, R1 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
RJDF, 1 Able, F2 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
And you can remove the RJD manifold L5, F5, R5 driver switch guard.
That's removed.
Panel 016.
Go.
Row Fox, RJDA 2 Baker, L3, R3 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
RJDA 2A, F3 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
RJDF 2 Baker, F4 manifold driver switch on.
Ready, Mark.
Right ohms engine valve switch on.
Ready, Mark.
Panel 06.
Go.
GPC 5 output switch to backup.
And that's verified.
Panel A7, belay that.
And OTC I'd like to go ahead and do the caution warning adjust.
NSC OTC. NSC copies 121Y. Copy that. Okay, ASP OTC. ASP OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
Okay, post-ingress switch reconfig is complete. CNW alarm volume will be adjusted. Master alarms will be tripped.
Roger.
Okay.
That's in work.
Copy that. And TMQC OTC.
Go ahead.
Yes, steps 16494 through 508 have been completed with a not perform on 504.
Copy that.
And 509's in work.
Bravo, Chief. Pass. Yes, sir. Luga. Heard that. OTC caution warning volume adjust complete.
Copy that. And CMQC, that's 513.
Copy that.
TPE OTC.
This is TP.
Stand by. OFC OTC. COFC OTC 212.
COFC.
Yeah, can you pick up 514, 515, and 516 at this time?
Copy. OTC, COFC.
Go ahead.
Step 514 through 517 complete.
Copy that. TPE OTC.
This is TP.
Okay, you can terminate any change switch scan on 518, please.
Copy, that's complete.
Thank you. GSS OTC 212.
Go ahead.
You can pick up step 562. Perform your OAA accumulator force charge.
Copy, it works.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 1 hour, 57 minutes and counting.
Go ahead.
Line item 240 has been cleared.
Copy.
We picked up
The
line
ICE team
item
has
241.
completed its inspection at the launch pad and they are leaving. The
Against sequence 16.
chief of the ICE team, Charlie Stevenson, has reported to the NASA test director that they did not find any significant ice, and there are no concerns as far as the ICE team's role in this morning's countdown is concerned. So they are now leaving for the roadblock. Ingress of the crew is continuing at this time. Astronaut Dan Brandenstein is flying the weather reconnaissance aircraft this morning. Both the T-38 jet trainers and the shuttle training aircraft will be used for the weather reconnaissance. The flights begin using the T-38, and then closer to the launch, Brandenstein will change to the STA.
CDR and PLT will move their seats as needed.
Once in the shuttle training aircraft, he will be making approaches to the runway at the shuttle landing facility to judge the visibility and also to assess the wind conditions, which affect the handling characteristics of the orbiter should there be a return to launch site. Currently in the T-38, he is passing his observations to astronauts Jim Weatherby and Ken Reichler in the operations support room, a glass annex to the firing room here in the Launch Control Center. His observations at this time are that there are some low clouds about 25 miles offshore and a few scattered clouds around Cocoa, but no other significant clouds or weather. All of the standard weather observations and forecasting normally performed before launch are being performed today. The final phase of forecasting began yesterday with a series of balloon releases, and also the flight crew received a briefing on what they might be expecting for today. Over 10 weather balloons of various types are scheduled for release during the last 24 hours of the countdown. Some of these balloons are relatively small, called gem spheres, but they are very important because they are specially designed to provide highly accurate upper-level wind data. Other balloons are quite large and have a tethered instrument package. They are called wherein and collect a wide range of data, including temperature, humidity, and pressure, as well as the wind. Also, the solid rocket booster retrieval ships are relaying data from approximately 160 miles offshore. And there is an instrumented weather buoy relaying data to the shuttle weather officer in the Cape Canaveral forecast facility on a continuous basis. That buoy is stationed about 20 miles offshore. The countdown continuing to go smoothly. No significant issues in work. The Hubble Space Telescope is powered up. And Commander Shriver and pilot Charlie Bolden are now on board Discovery. At T-minus 1 hour, 53 minutes, 55 seconds, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Good morning, OTC, MS3, com check.
MS3 is OTC, I read you 5 square, how many?
I've got you loud and clear this morning.
Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Sam, how you doing?
Pretty good.
NTD, good morning, MS3, com check.
Good morning, Kathy. I'll read you loud and clear, how many?
I have you loud and clear, all. And Houston, MS3, com check.
Morning, Kathy. This is Houston. You're loud and clear.
Roger, Houston, you're the same.
OTC, CMQC. Go ahead. Line item 226 has been cleared. Copy. OTC, LVCC. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Would it be possible to get a CMQC on a separate channel to do our forward TIR loss? Yeah. CMQC, OTC. All right. What channel do you want to use them on, OVCC? You pick. 132. Copy. OTC, STE 212. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Could we have FCP on 161? FCP, OTC. TFCP, OTC 212. FCP. You want to go 161, please? Copy that.
And OTC, MS2's, or MS1 suit fans coming on again.
Copy that. It's OTC on channel 212. While we have a wait and crew ingress mode, all systems verify that you're ready for a crew module closeout. And OVCC, OTC 212. Go ahead, sir. I guess we can give you a heads up on step 585 to get your following items as outlined in 586 ready for removal. Copy.
Mike? Oh, I did?
And OTC, OVCC. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Last crew members boarding at this time. Copy that. Thank you.
OTC, MS1, how do you read?
MS1, OTC, I read you loud and clear. How many?
Roger, read you the same.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 1 hour, 40 minutes and counting. Astronaut Steve Hawley has just boarded the Space Shuttle Discovery. Hawley, 38, was selected as an astronaut candidate in 1978. He will be deploying the Hubble Space Telescope from the remote manipulator system tomorrow afternoon. He flew previously on STS-31D in 1984, which deployed
MS1
three
Houston,
communication satellites on a single mission. And he also served with Charlie Bolden on a previous mission, 61C in January 1986. Hawley has a total of 291 hours in space. Crew's cockpit voice checks are continuing. Commander Schreiber and pilot Charlie Bolden were the first to enter the orbiter, with Schreiber in the left front seat, Bolden in the right front seat. Steve Hawley will be seated in the middle between the commander and the pilot, just aft of the two. Bruce McCandless will be seated to Hawley's right, immediately behind pilot Charlie Bolden. Kathy Sullivan will be seated on the middeck. The astronauts arrived at Kennedy Space Center about 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon for the start of the countdown. Since their arrival, the crew has been flying the shuttle training aircraft and the T-38 jet trainers. They've had a final fit check of their flight suits, helmets, and gloves, and they've received a final medical exam. They also inspected the Hubble Space Telescope in the payload bay before the payload bay doors closed. And they had a thorough review of their flight plans yesterday afternoon, in addition to a complete status briefing. Sunrise is approaching here at KSC. Weather-wise, we are watching an area of clouds offshore about 25 miles to the southeast, which we do expect to be in the area within the next hour to 90 minutes. However, countdown preparations are continuing to go smoothly, and we are not working any technical issues at this time. At T-minus 1 hour, 37 minutes, 35 seconds, this is shuttle launch control.
Yeah. OTC, MS2 fan coming back on.
Good morning, MS2. This OTC. I read you loud and clear. Help me.
Stand by, OTC. We were just telling you the fan's coming back on.
Copy. CGNC, OTC, 212. Go ahead. Okay, you can pick up your GMT and MET delta just by the clock. We probably be in astrocom checks at that time, and I wanted to turn you on to do it by the clock at this time. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Copy that. OTC, QC. Go ahead. Give me a step number, please. We'll be picking up with 636 by the clock at 1 hour and 20 minutes. Thank you, sir.
OTC, this is MS2 with a radio check. How do you read?
OTC, MS2, I read you loud and clear. Help me.
I read you loud and clear also.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, sir.
OTC, CDPS. Go ahead.
Can I get a QC on 152?
Yeah, CMQC. Copy, 152. OTC, CGNC. Right. Yeah, following completion of DPS is a GMT just. Do I have a go to perform step 642 to start off the ATDET? That's for. And can I get a CMQC on 141, please? Don't forget, we're going to do this by the clock. Copy that. Yeah, CMQC, OTC. Copy, 141.
MTD, good morning, sir. This is MS2 with a radio check.
Good morning, Steve. Read you loud and clear. How many?
You're loud and clear, Al. Good morning.
Good morning.
Houston, MS2, radio check.
MS2 Houston, you're loud and clear. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve. You're loud and clear also.
CDR OTC, 212.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 1 hour, 27 minutes and counting.
The flight crew is ready to proceed with the
solid rocket booster retrieval ships Liberty and Freedom are 160 miles downrange and report that they are on station and ready to support. In the past half hour, the ground launch sequencer here in the Launch Control Center has been initialized and ready to support the terminal phase of the countdown.
During the astrocom check will be heard by the crew.
And Cape Weather has verified that the 2-hour Gemsphere, the wind balloon, has been released for a final
flight crew during the
sounding
astrocom
of
check,
upper
you
level
can adjust
winds.
your appropriate volume controls on air-to-ground 2, ICOM A and B, and air-to-air.
Commander Dan Brandenstein,
audio panel switch configuration.
flying the T-38 this morning for weather reconnaissance, has now landed at the shuttle landing facility and is transitioning to the shuttle training aircraft for the last hour and a half or so of this morning's countdown.
Channel 213.
The weather forecast for
with each member of flight crew
this morning appears to be coming to pass. We do have an area of clouds moving in from the southeast as predicted, and the forecast for launch time calls for a 4,000-foot layer of scattered clouds, but occasionally going broken, and a layer of clouds at 25,000 feet, which will be scattered. Visibility 7 miles, southeasterly winds 10 to 18 knots. There will be a chance of a brief shower as those clouds move through, and Dan Brandenstein will be asked to verify that there is no rain in those clouds should we have a scattered layer that would be acceptable for launch. And the temperature at the opening of the period should be about 72 degrees. The flight crew is on board. The countdown is proceeding smoothly, and we are shooting for the opening of the launch period at 8:47 this morning. At T-minus 1 hour, 24 minutes, 53 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Performing flight crew, check with flight crew, channel 211.
CDR, loud and clear. PLT, loud and clear. MS1, loud and clear. MS2, loud and clear.
MS3, loud and clear.
Copy. At this time, going back to air to ground 1, channel 212.
Discovery Houston, configure for voice checks on air to ground 1. CDR and PLT Houston on air to ground 1. How do you read?
You're loud and clear, Houston, CDR. Loud and clear, Houston, PLT.
Roger that. We have you loud and clear. Let's configure for air to ground 2. CDR PLT on air to ground 2. How do you read?
CDR has you loud and clear. PLT reads you loud and clear, Steve.
You guys are loud and clear as well. Let's configure for air to air voice check. CDR and PLT Houston, voice check on air to air.
CDR has you loud and clear, Houston. PLT loud and clear, Steve.
Roger that. Houston has you the same, and let's configure for SIMO voice checks. Discovery Houston, SIMO voice check.
Loud and clear, Houston, CDR. PLT loud and clear, Steve.
MS 1, 2, and 3, SIMO voice check.
MS1 loud and clear. MS2 has you loud and clear, Houston.
MS3 has you loud and clear.
Roger that, Discovery. Reading all crew members loud and clear. Air-to-ground voice checks are complete.
And OTC, ask, we're ready for crew module closeout.
Okay, at this time, you are go for crew module closeout.
Inward.
All personnel on channel 212 Astrocom voice checks are complete. OIS channel 212 is available for normal use. CMQC at step 610. Copy that.
And crew module closeout is which step, sir?
617.
Copy that.
OTC, CDPS.
Go ahead.
Yeah, GMT Delta was negative 1 millisecond. That's step 637.
Say again.
GMT Delta was negative 1 millisecond. GMT adjustment was performed. ME MET delta was 0 milliseconds. MET adjustment was not performed.
Copy that.
And OTC step 641, GMT and MET adjusted complete, ready for IMU at det, pre-flight align.
Copy that. GNC, OTC. Go ahead. You can pick up step 642, IMU at det portion.
Copy that. By the clock.
Roger that. And OVCC, OTC, 212.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, op support 20. In work. And GNC, OTC.
Go ahead.
We initiating the IMU with Pappas program.
That's firm. That is completed this time. Step 640.
Copy that. GLS, OTC.
Go ahead.
Yeah, did we ever get their GLS initialization completed?
Would you please repeat?
Did we ever get GLS initialization completed, steps 557?
Yes, sir, we did. That's complete.
Okay, you have your FEP dual interrupt notifications?
Yes, sir, we sure do.
CMQC, OTC. Alright. Steps 557, 558 complete.
Copy that.
OTC asked.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir, I visually inspected the cockpit. There are no non-flight items in, and I'm ready to disconnect com.
Okay, that's affirmative at this time. Thank you, Ask.
Roger.
OTC, TP.
Go ahead.
I talked to ISL on 161.
ISL, OTC.
Is ISL going to 161? OTC, TP.
Go ahead.
I actually need comm on 161.
CCSE, OTC.
Yes, CCSE.
161, please.
Copy.
GNC, OTC, 212.
Go ahead.
Yeah, by the clock you can perform IMU pre-flight align, step 654.
Copy that. OTC, CNSE 132.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, 212. Yeah, I'd like you to check with STM on our TACAN ground station for see if they had a glitch in operation there.
STM, OTC.
This is STM. Go ahead, OTC.
OTC, CMQC.
Go ahead.
You kick off step 640.
It's complete.
Copy.
OTC, CL212.
Go ahead.
Can we get CMQC on 143?
CMQC.
I copy 143.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 1 hour, 12 minutes and counting. About 3 minutes ago, the crew access hatch to the Space Shuttle Discovery was closed and sealed for flight. About 5 minutes or so ahead of the pre-launch timeline, NASA Test Director Al Sofji has given a go for the pre-flight alignment of the inertial measurement units. So all items in the countdown are running on schedule. If the Space Shuttle lifts off at 8:43 this morning, Discovery's twin orbital maneuvering system pods will fire at 9:33 to circularize the orbit at 380 statute miles. The major activity on the first day will be to check out the remote manipulator arm and to activate the protein crystal growth experiment on the middeck. Shortly before 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, the crew will go to bed. On flight day 2, the astronauts will begin their first full day in orbit shortly before 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Shortly before 8 o'clock, the mechanical arm will lock onto the Hubble Space Telescope, and then the 4 latches that hold the telescope into the payload bay will be released. At about 8:30, the umbilicals connecting the telescope with Discovery will be released, and Steve Hawley will lift the telescope from its mount in the payload bay. At approximately 10 a.m., the solar arrays will be unfurled. If the arrays do not unfurl properly, mission specialist Bruce McCandless and Kathy Sullivan will be on the middeck ready to do an EVA to attempt repairs. But if all goes well, the crew will break for lunch at about 11 o'clock, and then shortly after 11:45, the telescope's radio antennas will be unfolded. The next major step comes at about 1:30 in the afternoon, when the telescope will be rotated into position for release with the nose pointing down toward Discovery's tail. And then at 2:10 p.m., Steve Hawley is scheduled to release the Hubble Space Telescope from Discovery's remote manipulator arm. The shuttle will then back off to a distance of about 45 miles so that the aperture door can be opened on the telescope without fear of contamination, and the telescope can be checked out. After deployment, the HST communications with its Payload Operations Control Center on the ground at the Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, will be via the pair of tracking and data relay satellites. Repair and refurbishment missions are expected to be necessary every 3 to 5 years. The remaining days on orbit for STS-31 will be devoted to the protein crystal growth experiment, the RME, the radiation monitoring equipment experiment, a shuttle student involvement project, and the Air Force Maui optical site calibration tests. Shortly before 2 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, April 15th, the astronauts will be awakened to begin preparations for a return to Edwards Air Force Base in the Mojave Desert. At 6:17 a.m., the shuttle's payload bay doors will be closed for the reentry. The deorbit burn will occur at 8:47 a.m. Eastern Time, and the end of the mission is nominally scheduled for 10:02 a.m. Eastern Time at Edwards Air Force Base.
OTC, LVCC, go ahead.
The countdown continues to go smoothly. Watching the weather carefully, the clouds are coming in bands as was predicted, and they will come in and move out of the area, and hopefully we will have scattered clouds acceptable for launch at the opening of the period at 8:43. At T-minus 1 hour, 8 minutes, 15 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
CMQC, OTC.
CMQC, I'm checking on it right now.
Okay, and ECL, OTC.
Go ahead.
Hey, you want to stand by to perform cabin leak checks?
Copy.
CCSE, OTC.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you go to 232 to support S-band and high power?
On the way.
And RCRE, OTC.
RCRE.
232, please.
Copy.
CMQC, OTC.
This CMQC.
Any problems with verifying?
We're on the phone right now. The book is not in here. OTC, CMQC.
Go ahead.
I'm being informed that we cannot verify that step until the op support setup 20 is complete.
Op support is complete. Support setup 20 is complete. The step immediately above it, 646.
We're getting the word that it is not complete. They've got carrier panels to still install.
ECL, OTC.
ECL?
Yeah, let's do our cabin leak check.
Okay, copy.
Yeah, CDR, OTC, 212.
CDR, go ahead.
Okay, let's perform our cabin leak check on panel L2A1.
That's in work.
Copy that. And ECL, you want to
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 1 hour, 5 minutes and counting. The launch period for this morning's launch extends from 8:47 a.m. Eastern Time to 2:31 p.m. this afternoon. It is constrained by 2.5 hours crew on the back time for the astronauts on the flight deck, so we would need to launch by 11:17 this morning.
Go ahead.
I can verify step
The Milo tracking station at KSC is now configuring from low power to high power for the liftoff. Once Discovery is launched, then the NASA tracking stations which furnish launch support will be providing the air-to-ground voice data and telemetry. And later on orbit, some of the air-to-ground television. During launch, the Milo tracking station at KSC will follow the vehicle for 6.5 minutes. The Bermuda station will then track until launch plus 11 minutes, and then the tracking and data relay satellite system will provide coverage beginning at the 11-minute mark and for the duration of the mission. At T-minus 1 hour, 3 minutes, 50 seconds, this is shuttle launch control.
And CCME OTC 212. Go ahead. You can set up your SSME printer plotters. Copy. OTC ECL. Go ahead. I need a cabin pressure reading from CDR on panel R1. CDR OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can we get a cabin reading on the panel A1? Panel R1?
Okay, we'll call it 14.7 this morning.
14.7. ECL to copy. ECL copies. OTC, TP. Go ahead. Can I talk to CCSC on 161 again? He's over on 232 supporting this band of high power. Copy. And ECL OTC. ECL, let me know when your 2 PSI leak checks are done. Copy that. OTC ECL, go ahead. I'd like to have CDR give me a state when he gets master alarm due to high cabin pressure. Okay. CDR, did you copy?
Copy.
NTDR, so. NTDR, so on 212 with contact.
OTC, CDR, we now have the master alarm for cabin press.
Copy that. ECL? ECL copies. Yeah, you can reset, CDR. And CCME OTC. CCME OTC 212. OTC, CCME. Yeah, you have a go on step 684. Report completion, please. Okay. Also, I guess LPS is waiting for NTD to give him go to bring on the printer plotters. I believe he already did that on the previous step. Okay.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 55 minutes and counting. All continuing to go well toward an 8:47 a.m. launch attempt this morning. Astronaut Blaine Hammond, the support astronaut in the White Room, is initiating the closeout activity for the White Room at this time. The Mila tracking station has reported they are now on high power. During the second minute of flight, the Ponce de Leon Inlet Station near New Smyrna Beach becomes the primary communications link when the signal at KSC is being attenuated by the reflective plume of the solid rocket boosters, which largely contains an element of aluminum. Overseas, NASA's tracking station at Dakar, Senegal, is tracking from the east coast of Africa and will be called on for support in the event of a contingency, particularly an abort once around. And on the approach to California for landing at Edwards Air Force Base, the Goldstone tracking station and the Oak Mountain tracking station at Vandenberg Air Force Base can track the shuttle during the terminal phases of the mission. The booster test conductor has now been asked to verify that the chamber pressure in the solid rocket motors is as expected. These transducers measure the pressure in the thrust chamber at the nozzle. This information is used to tell the computer when to separate the solid rocket motors in flight. The Hubble Space Telescope was powered up this morning at about 5:42 a.m. We'll look now at a videotape of the Hubble Space Telescope during its arrival at KSC. This is the vertical processing facility where it arrived in early October. This is one of the first satellites that's had much of its checkout done by satellite via remote control to the Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, and to the Lockheed Sunnyvale plant in California. The telescope was rotated to the vertical position so it could be placed in the east test cell of the vertical processing facility. One of the high-gain antennas there that will be used to communicate with TDRS. These are the solar panels, the solar cells that will be unfurled This is the contribution of ESA, our European partners. He served to mount the telescope in the payload bay. This is one of the remote manipulator system target docking systems. The low gain antennas are around the very bottom of the telescope. Telescope here being moved into the test cell. Both target docking systems for RMS there. This is the view from the top of the telescope. There is a protective cover over the top called a shower cap that is was not taken off until just before payload bay door closure. The telescope itself, during the 6 months it was at KSC, was in a protective cocoon. This is a sanitary liner, and shortly you'll see why it's called a cocoon. There's a contamination sample that was taken before the cocoon was placed over the telescope. This is the wide field planetary camera that was shipped from Jet Propulsion Laboratory in December and was installed into the telescope just before Christmas and checked out right after the first of the year. The wide field camera was taken to Hangar S on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station for receiving inspections, and then moved to the vertical processing facility for the installation.
ISO, you looking for NTD?
Yeah, I'd like to get
the
LPS
cocoon was changed about a month ago as quality assurance, and while the cocoon was off, there was a final cleaning of the telescope and contamination inspection, after which a fresh cocoon was placed over the telescope, which you can see here is now being draped down over it, which will be in preparation for taking it to the launch pad. Here it's obvious why we call it a cocoon. It is being transferred from the east test cell, where the test stand is located, over to the west test cell, where it will be installed into the payload canister in preparation for transportation to Pad B on Launch Complex 39.
ECL, OTC. ECL, yeah, we're coming along with the lead check. We're moving along. I'll be here, be finished in a couple minutes. Okay.
This cocoon remains on the telescope until just prior to placing it in the payload bay. Here is the payload canister now being moved up into the test cell, and we'll see now the transfer of the telescope essentially complete in the canister. The canister on its associated transporter is being backed away so that the canister doors can be closed in preparation for the trip to the pad. Once at the launch pad, the telescope was placed in the payload changeout room for installation into the payload bay of Discovery. A final cleaning of the telescope after the cocoon was taken off just before putting the telescope into the payload bay. And here we'll now be able to see the gradual movement of the telescope attached to the telescoping payload ground handling mechanism, moving it into the payload bay of Discovery. After the telescope was installed, there were a total of 68 hours of battery charging. Payload bay doors were closed at 52 hours before launch. This view from the flight deck of Discovery of the doors coming closed. You can see one of the high gain antennas that communicate with the tracking and data relay satellites in the foreground.
Go ahead.
Okay, you will pick up GLS mainline activation by the clock.
Yes, sir, by the clock.
Thank you. OTC CMQC.
And
go ahead. That number, please.
Starboard door of Discovery coming closed.
Thank you.
next major activity is the retraction of the rotating service structure, which occurred yesterday at about 1:30. The countdown continues to go smoothly here in Firing Room 1 of the Launch Control Center. We're not working any technical issues, but watching these low bands of clouds that are coming through the area at about 4,000 feet, and hoping that we will just have scattered clouds at the opening of the period at 8:47. The shuttle training aircraft with Dan Brandenstein is flying through those clouds and assuring that there is no rain that's contained within them. However, it is possible that there could be a shower or two in the area between now and 8:47. At T-minus 47 minutes, 20 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
OTC, ECL. Go ahead. I'd like to let CDR know that he may receive a master alarm and a klaxon due to high cabin pressure leak rate. Copy. CDR.
Copy, thank you.
OTC, TBC 212.
Go ahead.
736 is complete.
Copy.
OTC, CTLS on 212.
Go ahead. Go ahead, TLS.
Yes, sir. Step 718 through 724 are complete with an outperform on step 721.
Thank you. CMQ, did you copy?
Copy, thank you.
OTC, CC me. Go ahead. Okay, I can give you 659 through 662
right.
complete. Copy. Also, OTC, let you know, I guess in the RSEP source certification, they're switching ME1 steps. Switching it to what? To a different step. Do they tell you which one? No, they're working that right now. Okay. But let you know that we are certifying some of our LCCs manually and via OTV while the ME step is down. Copy that. ACL OTC. ECL? Yeah, step 25 there. Has that been completed yet? We're finishing that up right now. Copy. DPS OTC.
This is DPS, go ahead.
You want to pick up step 737?
Okay, that's complete. We're complete through 741.
Copy.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 40 minutes and counting, and all is proceeding smoothly. Just a few minutes ago, the NASA test director was informed that the Eastern Test Range has completed all of the command tests, and the test of the range safety system has also been completed. This test verifies the path that the destruct signal would travel and that the shuttle's range safety receiver responds correctly to the test. This is also a health check of the range safety signal itself. The console operators in the Range Control Center on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station will also get verification that the orbiter has received that signal. Inhibits are placed in the system to prevent any inadvertent firing. Also, Commander Lauren Schreiber reports that he has completed the redundancy checks of the cabin vents.
Copy that.
During launch and the orbital checkout and then the deorbit and the reentry and the landing, the water spray boilers are activated, and pilot Charlie Bolden has been asked to configure the switches in the cockpit to pre-activate those 3 water spray boilers.
CDR,
Each of the orbiter's 3 hydraulic systems has a water spray boiler, which cools down the hydraulic fluid and the auxiliary power unit lube oil and vents that steam overboard. The spray boilers are operating at a temperature of around 200 degrees, and if the temperature exceeds 208 degrees Fahrenheit, or if the lube oil exceeds 250, then the spray boilers will activate. They are maintained at about 120 pounds of water. At T-minus 38 minutes, 10 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Stand by. OVCC, OTC. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, I assume you're closing out White Room for op support 20? That's affirmative. We're putting the last bit on the hatch. Copy that. Verify when you have the air dampers closed and the ECS damper open. That is verified. Copy that. OTC, ECL. OTC, ECL 212. Go ahead, ECL. The final cabin leak check is complete, step 746. Okay, you want to give me a fill-in on 747? 0.008. Copy that. And we ready for 748? We're ready. CHGD OTC, 212. CHGD. Okay, we're going to be ready for 748. Copy. CDR OTC, air to ground 1.
CDR, go ahead.
Okay, be advised, klaxon and master alarm may occur in next step. Open cabin vent isol valve, panel L2A1.
Roger, it's in work.
And CECL will monitor CRT. CECL copies.
And we got the klaxon.
Copy that. ACL, are we good? ACL, we're fine. We took care of 754. ACL copies 754. So which one? OTC, CMQC. Go ahead. Last constraint has been lifted. Copy. ACL, are we clear to continue? Have good cabin leak checks? We're still venting the crew module this time. Copy that. ACL OTC 212. ACL? Yeah, let me know when we have a nominal condition and we can continue. Copy. CDR OTC air to ground 1.
CDR, go ahead.
Can you perform your pass and BFS transfer preps at this time?
Yes, sir, it's in work. OTC, CDR, pass BFS, transfer prep complete.
Copy that. DPS, can you verify 762 through 764?
Yeah, DPS can verify.
Copy that. And CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
You want to perform your OHMS GN2 press, please?
It's in work.
This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 30 minutes and counting. We are standing by now for a weather briefing from Shuttle Weather Officer Ed Priscillic at the Cape Forecast Facility. He will brief Launch Director Bob Seek on our weather outlook for the opening of the period at 8:47. We'll also hear what Dan Brandenstein is seeing and perceiving from the shuttle training aircraft, and some of those results from the final balloon run. Meanwhile, on board the orbiter, the cabin leak checks are underway, and the closeout crew has been busy securing the White Room. They should be leaving that area shortly, and will fall back to the roadblock near the Launch Control Center. The pre-flight test of Discovery's Master Events Controller is now being completed. The Master Events Controller relays commands from the orbiter's computers to fire explosive charges to the solid rocket booster hold-down posts at launch, and to separate the tanks and the twin boosters in flight.
Reading on panel 01A1.
Countdown continues to go smoothly, no issues in work, and we are targeting 8:47 with the cooperation of the weather for liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery and the Hubble Space Telescope.
Copy that. ECL. ECL copies for step
At T-minus 28 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
Copy that. And CDR. On CRT3 on system page, report your cabin press.
And on CRT3, we read 14.8.
Copy that. ECL copies, and ECL's ready for CDR to close the cabin vent valve. Okay, CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
You can close your cabin vent valves at this time, please.
And where?
COOS OTC 212.
SOS, go ahead.
Yeah, can you verify step 773, please?
That's affirmative. We can verify.
Copy. COFC OTC. COFC, go ahead. You ready for the SCARS printer plotter setups?
Yes, affirmative. Those steps are complete.
Copy. ISL OTC.
This is ISL.
Ready for 788?
Yes, I can give you that. 788 and 787 complete.
Okay. EPD OTC.
This is EPD.
I want to check your pre-flight bites.
Copy. And I can give you step 790 complete.
Copy that. OTC OVCC. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hatch closure is complete. Environmental chamber closeout is complete. We're ready to egress pass.
Copy that. You will have go to egress.
I copy. We'll come back with you on radio net 105.
Copy that.
The countdown clock will hold.
Discovery Houston. Simon, air to ground voice check.
Houston Discovery, you're loud and clear.
Roger, Lauren, you're loud and clear as well. Latest altimeter we've got, forecast altimeter for KSC is 30.21, and you can anticipate that we will update the weather for you at T-minus 9.
Okay, we copy that, Steve.
PLT Houston, how do you hear?
Steve, I read you loud and clear. How me?
You're loud and clear, Charlie. And MS is 1, 2, and 3. How do you hear Houston?
MS1, loud and clear, Steve. MS2, loud and clear. MS3 has you loud and clear, House.
Roger that. We have you all loud and clear.
CGLS on 212.
PLS OTC 212.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 791.
Yes, sir. That is now complete.
Thank you. And DPS OTC.
Go ahead.
I can report 797 complete.
Okay, copy.
CPVD OTC 212.
CPVD, go ahead.
And 821 through 23 going to be performed or not performed?
That's affirmed. They're going to be performed.
Copy that. Going to do it by the clock.
Copy that.
Okay. All orbiter systems verify that your program software and report only if any discrepancies. All orbiter systems on 212 verify program software and report only if any discrepancies. CVFS OTC.
CVFS.
Yeah, can you give me the RAS number on 827, please?
The RAS number is 031.41.
Thank you. And AFM OTC?
AFM, go ahead.
You want to pick up 828?
Copy, him work.
JRPS OTC 212.
JRPS?
Yeah. Step 838, change MTU test set to delay 0.
Can work. OTC, CPVD.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I misinterpreted those steps you gave to me. I thought that was a flow reduction. 821.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 20 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. We are preparing now to go into the T-minus 20-minute built-in hold. This hold will last for 10 minutes. During this period, the NASA test director will ask members of the launch team to verify that the proper software has been loaded aboard for the remainder of the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, T-minus 20 minutes and holding for 10 minutes. Also during this hold, we will get verification that the pre-flight inertial measurement unit alignment has been completed. The landing and recovery director has reported that the shuttle landing facility is ready and configured for launch and has verified that the booster recovery ships are on station and that they are ready to support.
828 to 831, Roger.
The closeout crew has now left the launch pad. Shuttle launch director Bob Seek has received a weather briefing from Shuttle Weather Officer Ed Perselic. And at KSC, at the opening of the period, based on what we are currently observing, the forecast predicts only a 5% chance of violating the launch weather rules at 8:47 a.m. However, there is now a concern about the winds at Banjul, a crosswind.
CLT copies.
CDR, the pad egress system is nominal with one exception. The M113 at the slide wire bunker has a broken mic. The radio will receive, but you cannot transmit. There is a portable radio in the area. The evacuation helipad is 8.
Okay, we copy.
Firing room launch team, disable telephone ringers at this time. Ingress, egress of the firing room will not be allowed after resuming the count at T-minus 20 minutes until after launch or flight crew egress if a recycle occurs. All personnel not active in terminal count will monitor OIS channel 217. All personnel bear in mind that critical post-launch operations will be in progress after a successful launch. Keep firing room activities and noise to a minimum. Are there any questions? That concludes the T-minus 20-minute briefing.
NTD STM 212.
Go ahead, STM.
Yes, for sequence 160916, is that going to be a non-perform?
That's perfect.
Copy.
NTD CSL. Go ahead, SL.
Yes, so we need to go ahead and get a CMQC over on channel 145 for recorder activation later on.
CMQC 145.
Copy. OTC CFCP.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'd like to get a CMQC on 153 to support our fuel cell purge.
CMQC.
Copy, 153.
Roger that. OTC EPD.
Go ahead.
Did I get a CMQC on 151?
Copy.
CMQC OTC.
Copy, no.
Houston flight NTD.
This flag, go ahead.
Okay, step 897 Alpha, you can proceed with transmission of your variable ascent parameters.
Wilco.
And also, can you verify you're ready to resume the count at T-minus 20 minutes? NTD safety 212. Go ahead, safety. Yeah, I can give you step 967.
A ground launch sequencer mainline computer program has been activated and is now actually processing data. This program will monitor various key commands and systems prior to its assuming control of the countdown at the T-minus 9-minute mark and counting.
Houston flight NTD, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
The superintendent of range operations has informed the NASA test director that the range is ready for launch, meaning that the downrange shipping lanes are clear, the booster splashdown area is clear, and the downrange radar tracking sites are up and ready to support.
NTD Flight 2.
The range safety officer is a position held by the Air Force. He tracks the flight path of the orbiter by television and a display on his console in the Range Control Center. He would be the individual that would send any destruct commands that would be necessary for any solid rocket booster components or an external tank that would be off course. The range safety ordnance are on the SRBs at the top and also the external tank at the top and the bottom of the external tank. The NASA test director has completed briefing the launch team on recycle options for the remainder of the countdown. From now until T-minus 31 seconds, any of the console operators can ask that the countdown be held if a problem is detected. After T-minus 31 seconds, however, any unplanned hold would result in an automatic cutoff of the countdown and a recycle back to the T-minus 20-minute mark.
OTC, TGNC, go ahead. Yeah, per step
About 3 minutes now remaining before we pick up the countdown. All events continuing to go smoothly. And our launch weather at KSC is go for an 8:47 a.m. liftoff. At T-minus 20 minutes and holding, this is Shuttle Launch Control.
NTD OTC 212. Yeah, IMU pre-flight alignment is complete, ready for transition to Ops 1. Copy, 897 complete. OTC CGNC, go ahead. Yeah, I can verify step run 899 and 900. Copy that. LFC. COFC. COFC OTC 2. COFC. Yeah, 901 through 904. Copy. Through 906. OTC 901 through 906 complete. Copy that. GNC. 907 is complete at this time. Copy that. And GLS.
Go ahead.
909.
Stand by. That's complete.
Copy that. All personnel on 212 after transition to Ops 101. Discontinue all LDB PMU reads for remainder of countdown. NTD STM 212. Go ahead, STM. I can give you step 0986 at this time. Copy. And DPS OTC. Go ahead. On your mark on 918.
This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 20 minutes and holding. We are just about 30 seconds away from picking up the countdown at the T-minus 20-minute mark. As we come out of the hold, Discovery's onboard computers will transition into the terminal countdown configuration, and we will dump the computer memory of one of the 4 primary computers so that we can look at it and make sure that the Ops 101 program, the primary program, has been stored properly. 3, 2, 1, T-minus 20 minutes and counting. The countdown has been restored, leading down to another 10-minute hold at the T-minus 9-minute mark. The data processing system engineer has confirmed that the onboard computers are in the process of making the transition into the terminal countdown configuration. A purge of the 3 fuel cells on board Discovery is now underway. T-minus 19 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
OTC, CDPS.
Go ahead.
Pass Ops transition is complete. DPS is ready for BFS transition to Ops 101.
Copy that. CDR OTC, air to ground 1.
Go ahead.
Could you take BFS to Ops 1 for your checklist, please?
Roger, handler.
T-minus 19 minutes and counting. The primary ascent software is now in the Ops 101 mode, the primary launch program, and Commander Shriver will now configure the backup flight system computer to match the configuration.
And OTC PLT, we have no unexpected faults. We're going to go ahead and clear the faults on them.
Copy that. CEPT. CEPT OTC 212. CEPT OTC channel 212. Go ahead. Yeah, can you verify you have data present on all channels? That can work. GLS OTC.
Go ahead.
You verify 923 and 24?
Yes, sir.
ODS, CCME, BDP, and DPS. CCME. ODS.
ODS.
And BTP.
BDP.
And DPS.
BPS.
Yeah, verify 925.
We verified.
COFC OTC. COFC? Yeah, 927, 928. Verified. AFC. CAFC OTC. Go ahead. 929, 930.
T-minus 16 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. The dumping of the Ops 101 program stored in the memory of one of the 4 redundant general-purpose computers has started. This will take approximately 7 minutes to complete. Engineers will examine the data for any miscompares.
PLT, OTC.
Go ahead, sir.
You want to configure pass and BFS horizontal sit displays per your checklist, please.
We'll put that in work, Stan.
OTC, CEPP.
Go ahead.
922 verified.
Copy that.
The airframe engineer is now checking the critical aerosurface driver currents and positions in preparation for activating hydraulics. And pilot Charlie Bolden is in the process of configuring the cockpit switches for launch.
NTD, CVFS.
Go ahead.
Ready for BFS uplink.
Houston flight NTD.
This flight, go ahead.
Perform BFS pre-flight uplink loading.
Okay, I copy. We'll put in work.
NTD STM 212.
OTC, CDR.
Go ahead. Yes, sequence 6.
Need to talk to Houston flight about TAL site.
Okay, copy that.
The NASA test director has asked Houston Flight to send their pre-flight uplink command to the orbiter's backup flight system. These loads are sent from Houston via the Mila tracking station and put the 5th general-purpose computer in the proper configuration. Pilot Charlie Bolden is in the process of performing the main propulsion system helium system reconfiguration. This will open the helium isolation valves that are necessary for in-flight purges of the engines and provide an emergency source of pressure for automatic shutdown of the engines. Water levels in the water spray boilers are being checked, and they have been verified to be sufficient for emission.
OTC, Ground 1.
Configuration of the cross-feed valves between the orbital maneuvering system and the reaction control system propellant tanks has been performed. The orbiter test conductor has asked pilot Charlie Bolden to report the quantities in the reaction control system propellant tanks.
Yeah, we're coming with the horizontal sit config, Charlie.
The booster test conductor has been asked to start the gaseous nitrogen purge at the aft skirt. This flow of inert gas ensures that no explosives or flammable gases can accumulate in the bottom of the solid rocket boosters prior to ignition.
Yeah, 16, 1048, is that not performed?
T-minus 14 minutes and counting. At this point in the countdown, all non-essential personnel are being cleared from the launch danger area. The fuel cell purge and adjustment is being reported complete, and the NASA test director has informed the test team that the clock will be holding at T-minus 9 as planned.
Proceed. CVFS NTD.
This is CVFS.
Step 940 complete.
I copy.
NTD SRO 212. Go ahead, SRO.
Yes, sir. Page 813, step 0965.
Houston Discovery, did you call?
Hemisphere has normal track.
Copy.
OTC, CFCP.
Go ahead.
Yeah, fuel cell purge is complete. We're ready for fuel cell load adjust. 971.
Copy.
And OTC PLT OMS interconnect config is complete.
Copy that. Then you can perform your NPS helium reconfig at this time, please.
OTC, CNOS.
Go ahead.
Peak valve configuration for flight is complete.
Copy that. EPD, SCP, and ECL, and you want to adjust your fuel cell loads between 250 and 290 per OMI 9001 volume 2. 973.
EPD copies. OTC, EPD.
Go ahead.
Need a tech out here to work on our plotter.
LPS? Yeah, this is LPS. Which console is this? C10. Copy. The countdown clock will hold at T-minus 9 minutes and 3 minutes.
OTC, CVFS.
Go ahead.
T-minus 20 minutes UPC dump is complete.
Copy that.
T-minus 11 minutes, 50 seconds and counting.
Copy that. Can you report your RCS quantities forward, left, and right fuel and oxidizer, please?
Purpose computer memory has been completed.
Okay, I'll give it to you, and I can also verify that the OMS cross-feed config is complete, and if you're ready, it's going to be
verification
forward.
that the contingency support is ready and that the aircraft and emergency teams are on station should they be necessary.
Fuel 101.
The emergency escape systems at the pad have been verified ready to support. The final Jim Sphere wind balloon has been
Copy
released
that. Thank
and a normal track is reported.
OTC 678. Go ahead. 982 and 83 complete, 84 not performed. Copy that.
OTC PD.
Go ahead.
F973 is complete.
Copy that. Get it set up. APA, can you tell me what you were set up? All personnel on 212 and discontinue all non-mandatory LDB traffic for remainder of count. Go ahead.
T-minus 9 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Less than a minute away from entering the last planned built-in hold in the STS-31 countdown.
CPVD OTC 212.
The flow rate of conditioned air fed into the orbiter's payload bay has been reduced and verified to be at the nominal approximately 180 pounds per minute. Ten seconds away now from the 10-minute hold at T-minus 9. 3, 2, 1, T-minus 9 minutes and holding for 10 minutes.
Houston flight entity. Houston flight entity, air to ground 1.
This flight, go ahead.
Can we have our update on our TLS altimeter setting and runway?
Okay, no update on the runway, still be KSC 15. The altimeter will be 3021.
Copy.
And NTD, I'd like to have a go to update the crew on our weather.
You've got to go.
Okay.
Discovery Houston with the weather update.
Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, Lauren, KSC is forecast to be 4,000 scattered and 7 miles, altimeter 3021. No significant change to the winds aloft from your pre-flight briefing. The winds are going to send us to KSC 15 with a close aim point, and that'll put you predicted distance down the runway is 1,500 feet down the runway at 195 knots, Vice 205. And flight is requesting that you land at 195 knots on 15. Van Jewel 32 is the TOW runway. Weather there is clear and 6. Altimeter 29.80. Winds at Van Jewel forecast 030 at 10, gust of 15. Crosswind is 14 knots, 14 knots from the right, about 8 knots on the head. And the only other note that we have for you is that predictions are that you can expect a 2-stage throttle down.
Okay, we copy all that, Steve. Thank you.
Approximately 7.5 minutes remaining in the built-in hold, and the bottom line of that discussion is that the weather is go at KSC and at Van Jewel.
TDC NTD. Yes, TTC go. TTC. Payload test conductor. Payload is go. LPS? LPS is go. Houston flight. Houston flight NTD.
Go ahead.
Say go, no go for launch.
Stand by 1 second.
Mala? Mala's go. STM. Go. Safety console? Safety's go. SC? SC's go. CDR?
CDR's go.
LRD? LRD's go. SRO. Stand by.
OTC CPVD.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to put step 1008, lower the payload bay flow at this time with 15 corrects.
Okay, go ahead.
NTD SRO.
Go ahead.
212.
Go ahead, SRO.
Yes, sir. You have a go and you have a final clear to launch.
Copy.
NTD flight 212.
Go ahead.
Flight is go.
Understand. Flight step 1012. You can activate recorders.
All the key elements are reporting that they are go. So it does appear we're headed for an 8:47 a.m. Launch. We're pulling the mission management team for their concurrence, and we have approximately 6 minutes remaining in this 10-minute built-in hold.
You're going to be doing 10-9, Falcon 9.
That's negative.
And let me know what the purge rate you have set in at.
I copy. I'll stand by.
When the countdown resumes, the ground launch sequencer will be in control. This master computer program will issue the commands to perform the final critical tasks that are required to put the space shuttle into the launch configuration.
Launch director, this is engineering director. I've pulled the technical community.
The ground launch sequencer will monitor as many as 1,000 different parameters during the final 9 minutes to make sure they do not fall out of predetermined limits or red lines.
Okay, weather.
Launch director, we have no launch constraints violated. Winds for launch from 110 degrees at 14 knots. Over.
All right, copy. Ops manager, launch director.
Bob, we've completed the poll. We have no constraint, and you are go to proceed.
RTC, HTD.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. 10006 and 1028 complete.
Copy. As launch director, copy. Ops managers, go for launch. Thank you, sir. And Discovery, launch director.
Discovery, go ahead.
Okay, Lowen. Well, everything looks good down here on the Earth. Hope we can get you upstairs here shortly, and you can take a look at the universe for us. NTD, go to proceed. Copy. Thank you. And PVD,
That final word from launch director Bob Seek. We go to pick up the countdown at T-minus 9. About 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this hold.
70 plus or minus 9 is stable, and step 10, 11 will be not performed.
Copy that.
All personnel in firing room 1 have now switched over to the same communications channel and will be staying on that channel from now through launch. 4 minutes remaining in the hold. Several major milestones do remain between the pickup of the countdown and launch. As we come out of the hold, the ground launch sequencer takes over control and issues commands for the final critical tasks. At T-minus 7 minutes and 30 seconds, the orbiter access arm retraction will be performed. And at T-minus 5 minutes, pilot Charlie Bolden will start up the orbiter's auxiliary power units. A gimbal check of the orbiter's aero surfaces will occur at the T-minus 3 minute 55 second mark. And an engine gimbal test occurs at the 3 minute 25 second mark. For the status at Mission Control Houston, we'll now switch to the Johnson Space Center for their status.
CNSE OTC.
CNSE, go.
Yeah, Falcon 4, Falcon 5 are not performed.
Copy that.
We'll go now to the Space Telescope Operations Control Center at Goddard.
This is Hubble Telescope Control in Greenbelt at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. The Director of Orbital Verification, Mike Harrington, has confirmed that all control team positions here in the Space Telescope Operations Control Center in Maryland, as well as the support team at the Huntsville Operations Support Center in Alabama, are ready for today's launch of the Hubble Space Telescope. Presently, the telescope is essentially powered down in Discovery's cargo bay, with the exception of 3 discrete power sources going to keep the transmitters, or correction, receivers on board the telescopes, the gyros warm, and the receivers ready to receive commands once we get on orbit. First commands to be sent from here will be about 4 hours and 30 minutes mission elapsed time. Again, all is ready here in the Control Center at the Goddard Space Flight Center and in the Huntsville Operations Support Center at the Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama. At T-minus 9 minutes and holding, this is Hubble Telescope Control in Greenbelt.
We now have approximately 1 minute remaining in this 10-minute built-in hold.
The countdown clock will start in 1 minute.
Mission Management Team Chairman Brewster Shaw has completed the poll of his team, and they verified that they are ready for launch.
clock will resume on my mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
We are now counting T-minus 9 minutes. The ground launch sequencer is now controlling. It is very quiet here in the Launch Control Center because there is nothing to discuss. We are ready to fly.
PLT OTC, air to ground 1.
That's Dan.
You want to configure fuel cell essential bus door switches, please?
That's in work. OTC PLT, essential buses are connected to fuel cells.
Thank you.
The orbiter test conductor is now requesting that Houston Flight Controller send stored program commands, which are the final update on antenna management. This update ensures that the orbiter has the latest information to communicate with the different ground tracking stations as the vehicle moves downrange.
NTD Flight 212.
Go ahead, Flight.
Okay, we're sending our SPCs.
T-minus 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Access arm retract.
The orbiter crew access arm is now being retracted away from the vehicle into the launch configuration. This arm can be re-extended to the crew compartment in less than 30 seconds should a contingency occur. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. T-minus 6 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
You want to start APU and hydraulic strip chart recorders, please. Recorder started.
Coming up in about 15 seconds, the orbiter test conductor will give pilot Charlie Bolden a go to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start operations.
PLT OTC 212.
Yes, sir.
You may perform APU pre-start, please.
That's in work, Stan.
And Bolden now will configure those switches in the cockpit to put the APUs in the ready-to-start position. Awaiting his reply that that is complete.
OTC, PLT, APU pre-starts complete. 3 gray talkbacks.
Thank you.
Bolden reports that the APU pre-start is complete, and console engineers here in the Launch Control Center are able to confirm that. The APU activation will come at T-minus 5 minutes and about 15 seconds. The APUs provide hydraulic power to the orbiter. 5 seconds now from APU pre-start start operations.
Yellow Cisco for orbiter APU start.
PLT OTC 212.
Yes, PLT, go.
You may perform APU start.
That's in work.
And Commander Schreiber now given a go for the APU start.
And CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
You can reconfigure.
I'd like to report, Roger, we have at an intermittent APU speed high on APU 1.
Intermittent on APU 1. SP, you copy? SP copies.
A discussion from
APU NTD. APU NTD. Go ahead, NTD.
And OTC, CDR, we have it running in high speed now because it was up there anyway.
Countdown clock is holding at T-minus 4 minutes due to a failure.
the clock will hold now at T-minus 4. We are investigating a problem with APU number 1.
Yeah, we recommend just hold and analyze at this moment. We're holding good in the high speed range right now, ranging from 112 to about 118.
Clock is in a precautionary hold so that we have time to assess the situation and discuss it.
Yes, sir.
SP and APU, we're standing by for recommendation.
by for a recommendation from the console engineers.
We've been holding 1 minute.
Discussion now about the chamber pressures on the SRBs.
And OTC, CDI, I did not do my heaters. If you decide to resume count, I'll get those.
Copy that.
The APU apparently looked good in high speed, but not in low, and that is being discussed.
NTD, this is APU.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can I speak to PLT for a moment?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. PLT, were you getting alarms of high speed? That's why you shifted it to high speed?
That's affirmative, APU. The speed seemed to be controlling or not controlling, is running randomly from normal up to about 114. And we switched to high, and it stays, it's controlling in the high-speed range.
I copy NTD. What we'd like to do is take it back into the normal speed and see if the speed sensors and the controller will hold it in the normal speed range.
ST, NTD. ST concurs. Go ahead, APU.
Yeah, PLT, I'd like to go ahead and take the speed select switch on APU number 1 to normal.
Okay, that's in work.
And launch director, NTD.
Okay, we have APU 1 in normal speed.
That's launch director. Okay, recommended we count down to 31. Why don't you do that? Proceed to 31 and hold there until we get a total go on this condition.
Brewster Shaw and the chairman of the mission management team and launch director Bob Seek are discussing the possibility of continuing to count down to T-minus 31 to keep our options open.
GLS, pick up immediately. And NTD SSD will have to bypass this parameter. Understand. Go ahead, APU.
Yes, sir. The turbo speed for System 1 is not holding within range, and from the RPS readings that we're getting from the strip charts, we're also seeing that the chamber pressure is erratic in System 1, and right now our recommendation has to be no-go. And the violation is LCC 6.6-6.
And SD? SD concurs. And launch director concurs. APU, before we call it quits here, is there any more data you would like to get in our current configuration before we would go into a recycle and a shutdown?
And launch director, this APU, no, we have our strip charts downstairs and we have all the data we need for right now.
Okay, copy. SD concurs. And NTD, let's get cut off. GLS, get cut off.
Copy.
Launch team, proceed to sequence 18, page 978.
And a decision from launch director Bob Seek that we will scrub for today because of a problem with auxiliary power unit number 1 observed by Commander Rowan Shriver when commanding the APUs to start at the T-minus 5 minute mark. The orbiter access has been returned to position around the crew access hatch.
Go ahead, NTD.
Step 2, perform your Houston's recycle per sequence 20.
We are now into the recycle procedure. The vehicle is being safe. And we will now have an analysis of the data and look at our options. APU engineers report that we have had a good APU shutdown as part of our saving procedures.
OTC PLT APU shutdown complete.
Copy that. On panel R2.
Ready.
APU hydraulic circ pump 1, 2, and 3 switches to GPC.
It's ready, copy.
And that's verified, all 3 are in GPC.
Copy.
NTD flight 212.
Go ahead, flight.
The BFS SPC buffer is clear and we're ready for the G9 transition.
Copy, thank you.
GLS primary safing is complete and we are go for transition to G9.
Copy.
We do not have a decision yet on how long the scrub will be. The launch team continues to safe the vehicle, and the mission management team and launch director Bob Seek are discussing it.
That's complete.
And PLT, panel R1.
Go ahead.
Power distribution of central bus source, fuel cell 1, 2, and 3 switches to off.
That's complete.
And panel F8.
Ready.
controller power switch to off.
That's complete.
And CGSS OTC.
Go ahead.
Verify OAA is extended, locked, and configured for retract.
I can verify that. CMPL, CLOC, CLHY entity.
It's CMPL. CLOC.
LHY.
Step 29, verify configured for G1 to G9, GPC ops transition.
LHY verifies.
Yeah, verify CLOC. CMPL can verify.
LHY verifies.
Copy. OTC NTD, step 30, take us to G9.
Copy. DPS OTC.
There's DPS, go ahead.
Want to perform past to G9, please?
Okay, put that in order. CDR, CDPS.
Go ahead.
CDR, go ahead. On panel C2. Go ahead. Right CRT select switch to 3. The right one's on 3. Okay, on the right keyboard, message reset. Complete. Ops 000. Okay, taking the BSS to Ops 0. Right. BSS is an Ops 0. Copy. On 06. GPC mode 5, switch to standby. Go ahead. Okay, it's in standby now. Copy. And you're in Ops 9. OTC, CDPS.
Go ahead.
DPS configured GNC 9, downlist format 44.
Copy that. NTD.
NTD copies. TBC.
TBC.
NTD. Yeah, go ahead. Step 40, we're in G9. Copy. HGD, CLHY, NTD.
CLHY.
HGD.
CHD.
Step 41, verify ETO2 less than 10,000 ppm.
I can verify that. We can verify 32 and 33.
Copy.
Oh, wait. You said 33?
That's step 41. CLHY entity. CLHY.
We can verify 41.
Copy.
This is Mission Control, Houston. The mechanical systems officer at his console, Paul Dye, with one of the people from his back room, are reviewing the strip chart showing the information on how APU-1 performed pre-launch, and they are analyzing that data real time to see if they can determine what failure occurred with the APU-1.
Post cutoff safety checks. Page 989. IFL.
I can verify.
DPS.
DPS can verify.
CCME.
CCME can verify.
CSME.
CSME can verify 4 and 5.
MPL.
MPL can verify 6 and 7.
CLHY.
LHY 8, 9, 10.
CLOX.
CLOX verifies 11 and 12.
HGD.
HGD can verify the aft. We're working on the TSM at the present time.
Understand. CGSS.
GSS verifies 14.
APU.
The APU can verify step 15.
CVH1. CVHY NTD.
CVHY verifies.
That's step 16. EPD.
EPD verifies 17. 18 does not apply.
OOS.
OOS verifies.
C-Power.
C-Power verifies.
CVRS.
CVRS verifies.
EPD OTC. Go ahead. We have next up. Affirmative. Okay, we'll have to perform next. We have next up, so those are not perform steps.
RSR NTD.
RSR.
Step 48. Post cutoff safety checks are complete. Fire and leak detector status is satisfactory. Request concurrence to proceed with destination safety.
Sir, I was under the impression that step 13 on page 990 was not completed yet.
Yeah, he's working on the TSMs at this time.
Okay, you let me know when that's done, please.
HGD NTD.
This is HGD. We can verify the TSM now.
Brain safety.
Copy. You've got concurrence to safe.
OTC, you've got to go on step 49.
Copy that. C-Power OTC.
Go ahead.
You want to verify your ignition SNAs are safe?
That's affirmative. We verify.
And DPS and EPD?
EPD.
Yeah, be advised, DU equivalents and MEC critical commands will be issued momentarily. GLS OTC?
Go ahead.
You want to perform SRB, RSS, SNA safing?
I copy and work.
Copy.
SRO NTD.
NTD SRO, go ahead.
Do not cancel range support.
No, sir, we're still full up,
Copy.
including our carrier.
Copy.
NTD CGLS.
Go ahead.
Yes, the SRB, RSS, SNAs are safe and net critical commands are disabled.
NTD, copy.
NTD copy.
ISL OTC.
This is ISL. I can give you step 56 there, ready for PCM switch off.
Copy that. CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
Panel C3, OI PCMMU, power switch to off.
Okay, it's coming off. Mark.
ISL, can you verify valid OI?
Yes, sir, I can.
Flight crew, this OTC, you can open your LEH visors at this time.
Yes, sir, those are open.
And PLT on panel R2.
Ready, yeah.
NPS helium ISO A, left switch GPC.
Complete.
Center switch GPC.
Complete.
Right switch GPC.
Complete.
Helium ISO B, left, center, and right switches to GPC.
All three are complete.
Pneumatics helium ISO switch to GPC.
That's complete.
Copy that, thank you.
NTD Flight 212.
Go ahead, flight.
Our recycle is complete.
Copy, thank you.
ECL OTC. ECL, you do any tank quantity drains? That's not required. Okay.
TBC NTD. This is TBC, go. Okay, on step 66, we want to go ahead and get in a position where we can try another attempt today.
Okay, we are not going to drain, is that correct?
And we are not going to drain.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to go on step 66.
Copy.
And 67 is not performed.
And NTD OTC, I can give you 68.
Copy that.
And GNC OTC?
Go ahead.
How do we stand for IMU pre-flight alarm?
That's not performed.
Copy.
Okay, this is NTD on 212. We're going to get in a position where we can make another try today while the engineering community discusses our options. So we'll proceed down the road on a normal turnaround for another try today.
And NTDSD,
Go ahead.
NTD Launch Director.
Go ahead, Launch
On 212. Okay, it's going to take us longer than that to sort this out, so we're going to scrub for the day. And you ought to be planning for an extended turnaround if that helps you in your recycle actions in the near term.
I understand, thank you.
And NTDSD, we were going to make the same recommendation. Okay.
TBC NTD.
Keeping our options open.
TBC NTD. This is TBC. Okay, step 63. We are going to scrub for the day, so you've got to go on 63. 63, I copy. Safety console NTD.
Safety on 212.
We'd like your concurrence to stage the closeout crew at the BDA.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get that ready. Do that. NTD safety at 212.
Go ahead.
Definitely scrub for today, correct?
That's from
Copy.
OTC NTD.
Go ahead.
Got to go on step 70.
Copy. GNC OTC.
Go ahead.
Yeah, per step 70, do not start IMU pre-flight line until directed and change responsible console for DEU2 to C11. Did you copy?
Say again, please, OTC.
Step 70, perform IMU align preps. Do not start IMU pre-flight align until directed. We are scrubbing for today.
I will come.
Okay, and change responsible console for DEU2 to C11.
Copy that.
And DPS, when you get the RSIS back, you can pick up step 72 through 77.
Copy.
This is NTD on 212. OTC, TBC, STM, LPS, RPS, and PTC.
This is Shuttle Launch Control. Space Shuttle Launch Director Bob Seek has announced to the launch team that we will scrub for today and to plan for an extended duration scrub as opposed to a short term. So the chances of going tomorrow are not high, but they will be keeping their options open until the launch team and the mission management team have a chance to tag up in about an hour or so after there has been a review of the data.
LPS copy.
General McCartney and Admiral Truly are also here in the firing room and awaiting the recommendations from Launch Director Bob Seek. We will also be reviewing our weather forecast for the next 2 or 3 days. Based on the charge available on the Hubble Space Telescope batteries, we, in theory, have 4 days, including today, for a launch attempt: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Go ahead.
The launch vehicle has essentially been safed. The orbiter access arm is in position. A review of the data is underway. No one in the firing room has been released.
PLT, OTC, air ground 1.
Go ahead, OTC.
Okay, before you guys get out, we'll do some cockpit securing on panel 08.
Ready.
Left dome is tank ISO, B switch to GPC, and verify talkback open.
And Stan, we have tank ISO B. We'll verify it's in GPC and the talkback is open.
Copy that. Left dome is cross feed, B switch to GPC, and verify what position talkback
Summing
is.
up the problem, there were no indications
GPC and the talkback is
anywhere in the countdown
Copy
that
right dome is
there
tank
were any
ISO,
problems
B
to
switch
work.
to GPC,
However,
and verify talkback open.
at the T-minus 5 minute mark, when Commander Shriver was given a go to
closed.
power up the auxiliary
Still
power
closed on
units,
the
he
B
did
switch.
notice some abnormal data displayed in the
PWS
cockpit on
OTC.
APU number 1. Brought that
Okay,
to the
Stan,
attention of the APU systems
was that the
engineer on the
cross feed
console
or
in the
the tank
firing
ISO?
room and
Tank ISO.
to the launch director.
Okay,
The
I'm sorry.
countdown
my
clock was
mistake.
held
The
at
tank ISO
T-minus
is verified in
4 minutes to have a chance to discuss it.
Copy that. Right ohms cross feed, B switch
And as a
to
result,
GPC,
a decision
and
has been made
talkback
to
closed.
scrub for today.
Okay, that's
While
verified
we
in GPC
look at the data and
talkback is
decide
closed.
whether or
Copy
not
that.
we have
Forward RCS,
a
helium
minor
press,
problem
B
or
switch
something
to
that will take
GPC,
more
and
time.
verify talkback open.
And Stan, that's a complete GPC and talkback is open.
Copy that. Tank isolation 1, 2 switch to GPC and verify talkback open.
I verify those.
And 3, 4, 5 switch to GPC and verify talkback is open.
That's verified GPC, talkback open.
And CDR on panel 08.
Okay.
Forward RCS helium press A switch to GPC and verify A talkback open.
Okay, Stan, GPC and the talkback is open.
Copy that. Panel 07.
Okay, we're ready.
Aft left RCS helium press A switch to GPC and verify talkback open.
Okay, we verify it's GPC and open.
And B switch to GPC and verify talkback open.
That's complete to GPC and talkback is open.
Okay, aft right RCS helium press A switch to GPC and verify talkback open.
Okay, well, that's complete to GPC and talkback is open.
And B switch to GPC and verify talkback open.
That's complete GPC, verify talkback open.
Okay, panel 014.
Go ahead.
Row Fox RJDA1A L2 R2 manifold driver switch off.
Okay, stand by. We're going to have to get the swivel sticks in. And if you'll start all over, just read it to us so we can verify the switch.
Copy that. Panel 014, row Fox, RJDA1A, L2/R2 manifold driver switch off.
That's complete.
And logic switch off.
That's complete.
Okay, RJDA2A, L4/R4 manifold driver switch off, OFF.
This is Shuttle Launch Control.
That's complete.
Space Shuttle Launch Director Bob Seek.
That's complete.
We'll meet with the engineers and the mission management team at a 10 o'clock tag-up to discuss the data. In the meantime,
and logic switch
the
off,
launch team that until we have a better feel for what we're dealing with, to keep the options open.
Off, OFF.
To reconfigure for either a 24, a 48, or a 72-hour turnaround.
Ready?
Row Fox,
It will, however, be probably early this afternoon before we have a decision on what the length of that turnaround will be.
L1, L5, R1, manifold logic switch off, OFF.
Complete.
RJDF1A, F2 manifold driver switch off, OFF.
Complete.
And logic switch off, OFF.
Complete.
And panel 016.
We're ready.
Row Fox, RJDA, 2 Baker, L3, R3, manifold driver switch off, OFF.
That's complete.
L3, R3, R5, and manifold logic switch
We are
off,
attempting
OFF.
to get some idea here in the Launch Control Center on exactly when a statement will be available, on the exact nature of the APU problem, and how long we will be standing down.
Logic switch off, OFF.
That's complete.
RJDF, 2 Baker, F4, manifold driver switch off, OFF.
That's complete.
F4, F5, manifold logic switch off, OFF.
That's complete.
RJD manifold, L5, F5, R5, driver switch off, verify.
Verify.
Right ohms engine valve switch off, OFF.
One of the things that comes into play in keeping our options open
CDR
is
panel C3.
the solid rocket booster retrieval ships, and until we have a decision on what we're going to do, they have been told to stay on station about 160 miles downrange.
And right switch off, OFF.
Right switch off.
And COOS, can you verify your CRTs?
COOS verified.
And PLT panel R1.
Ready.
Power distribution essential bus source, fuel cells 1, 2, and 3 switches off, OFF.
Okay, all 3 are
The
verified.
payload test team
Copy that.
here
Panel
at the
013.
console is preparing a plan for their activity over the next few hours, which ultimately will involve powering down the telescope. They are, of course,
Copy that. Go ahead,
disappointed, but as Bob Seek said yesterday, the stars will be here tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah, CDR panel 013.
Yeah, we can see it to verify, Stan. I'm not sure we can open any circuit breakers if that's what you're going to need.
Okay. ISL OTC. ISL, go ahead. Yeah, PCM and panel control. Or you still got it? We still have control of it. Okay, you want to set the active PCM remote enable on?
It is in remote. We are in remote this time. We have control of it.
Copy that.
OTC, CDR.
Go ahead.
Roger, that 013 stuff is critical. We'll have Steve unstrap and try to get those for you.
Okay, we want to open up the essential 1BC, 2CA, and 3AB controller circuit breakers to open. I'll give him a call when you let me know he's ready.
The flight crew is being asked to configure certain switches in the cockpit to accommodate a stand down, but in light of the uncertainty, to keep certain options open until decisions can be made.
Copy. OTC CGNC, go ahead. Yeah, and sequence 18, steps 70 through 77 are complete.
The NASA test director has instructed the closeout crew to proceed to Pad B.
CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
While we're waiting for Steve to get up to panel 01315, how about on panel C3?
Go ahead.
I'll stand by. That's already in remote. My problem.
No problem.
Engineers continuing to ask the astronauts, Commander Shriver and Steve Hawley, to assist in reconfiguring certain switches on board.
CDR, can you get to panel 07?
Go ahead on 07.
Okay, TACAN 1 mode switch to off OFF.
Stand by.
Copy.
Number 1 is off.
Copy that. TACAN 2 mode switch to off OFF.
That's complete.
And TACAN 3 mode switch to off OFF.
That's complete.
And panel 08.
Go ahead.
Radar altimeter 1 and 2 switches to off OFF.
Okay, radar altimeters are off.
Okay, and as soon as we can get Steve to get 013 and 015, our cockpit securing will be complete, and we'll get you guys out of there.
Okay. He's got that in work.
Okay.
OTC, this is MS2. Go ahead for panel 013, please.
Okay, row A, essential 1BC, main A, controller circuit breaker open.
That's open now.
Row Charlie, essential 2CA, main Baker, controller circuit breaker open.
Open now.
Row Easy, essential 3AB, main C, controller circuit breaker open.
Open now.
And panel 014.
Go ahead.
Row Baker, main A, main C, controller circuit breaker open.
Open now.
And panel 015.
Go ahead.
Row Baker, main A, controller circuit breaker open.
Open now.
Panel 016.
Go ahead for 016.
Row Baker, main Charlie, main Baker, controller circuit breaker open.
Open now.
Okay, I thank you guys, and that completes our cockpit securing, and the next step you hear should be the closeout crew opening up the hatch for you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Sorry we couldn't give you a ride today.
Yeah, everything was ready.
OTC CMQC. Go ahead.
Page 1033, notice step 36 not performed, that affirm?
Yes, next 5 steps starting with 33 are not performed, or next 6 steps actually. 33 through 38.
Copy that.
NPD Launch Director 212.
CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
Okay, we have one more slight requirement for you folks up there. We need an MS2 position to power down the HST.
Okay, stand by, Stan.
Sure thing. DLES OTC 212.
DLES 212.
Yes, you want to perform this power down on this channel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As soon as we get the MS2 in position. I'll give you a go to proceed.
Copy.
OTC, OVCC.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Close our cruise in the white room.
Okay, copy that. We have the crew performing the HST power down, but you're free to get the hatch open and start removing those gentlemen ASAP.
I copy and work.
And OTC, PTC 212.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, Stan, you can give us a go. We'll get our folks over and...
Okay.
OTC PD.
Go ahead.
I'd like to report completion of steps 19-0018 and 0093, and that is our recycle of the T-minus 20-minute configuration complete.
Okay.
And also OTC, I'd like to get a QC on 151.
CMQC.
I copy 151.
OTC CTLS on 212.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I will need a quality on 183, please.
CMQC, OTC.
CMQC, copy 183.
Thank you.
And OTC MS2 is at the standard switch panel now.
Okay, DLES, OTC.
DLES.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, MS2, DLES.
Go ahead.
Okay, essential main switch, enable switch to on.
It's on now. Talkback's gray.
Copy. Under essential bus, the external essential power switch to off.
Okay. The essential bus external power switch coming off. Mark. And the talkback is barber pole.
Okay, and we should have an internal essential power talk back up.
That's verified.
Okay, take the internal essential power switched off, please.
Internal essential power is off on my mark. Mark, talkback's barber pole.
Okay, copy, and essential main switch, enable switch to off at this time.
Complete. Talkback barber pole.
Okay, 2 quick verifications. The RSU heater power talkback is gray.
Verified.
And FHST shutters talkback gray.
Verified.
Okay, that completes power down. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, CDR is OTC. I suspect that's all for the crew operations and the crew module. They're working on getting the hatch open and getting you folks out there.
This is Shuttle Launch Control.
Okay, CDR,
You
copy.
are
Thank you.
seeing the senior management console in the firing room at the Launch Control Center. Launch Director Bob Seek, Mission Management Team Chairman Brewster Shaw, the Director of Payload Operations and Management John Conway.
All orbiter personnel go to channel
And discussion has been underway about what our options are, and we still do not have any decisions, and it will probably be after lunch before we can tell where we stand. We have had a decision by Mr. Seek that we will not try to launch tomorrow. We will not try a 24-hour scrub turnaround. The Hubble Space Telescope is being powered down. We will be awaiting the results of the meetings this morning to determine exactly what the problems are and then where we would like to proceed from here. This will conclude our commentary from the Launch Control Center. We will continue with NASA Select to monitor the crew egress activities at Pad B. This is Shuttle Launch Control.
CTLS on 212.
Go ahead, TLS.
Yes, I just want to check in with you. Our recycle to T-minus 20-minute configuration is complete, but we haven't done anything with the clock yet. And I was wondering if you want us to go ahead and just scrub per sequence 30, and we'll just be on call for whenever they decide what the plans will be.
Yeah, that's it from TLS. Copy, TLS.
Please repeat.
Yeah, that's affirmative. We'll go ahead and pick up with sequence 30, and then...
Okay, I copy, sir. We'll just keep checking in and make sure we get set up when as required.
Right, okay.
And would you like me to go off on an off channel and buy off my sequence 30 steps?
Why don't you call them in on 132?
I copy, thank you.
RCRE, OTC. Okay, I've got a step here to remove ring safety flight code in OPSC and T-Lab for 5018.
CDR, go ahead.
Okay, you guys might get a master alarm when they pump the hatch due to Delta P.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
NTD, this is ECL 212.
And CDR, OTC, air to ground 1.
CDR, go ahead.
And just one final verification, Lauren, that you are ready for flight crew egress and panels L5 and the R6 comm power switch is off.
Okay, I guess we'll get those off as we go off comm then.
Copy that.
We have people coming in now.
Copy that.
OTC, CCL 212. This is OTC on 212, go ahead. ECL, OTC 212.
OTC, ask.
Go ahead, ask.
Roger, OTC, ask was on board, ready to support the crew egress.
Okay, copy that. Can you verify that the panel L5 and R6 comm power switches are off OFF?
I'll do that.
Okay. And ask OTC, air to ground 1.
Yes, sir. OTC, go ahead.
Yes, sir. When you finish your comm reconfig on panel L5, I'd like you to go to panel A11.
Okay. A11, go ahead.
MS comm CCU power switch to off.
That's verified, and the L5 and R6 are verified off.
Copy that. And panel A15.
That's on. I'm talking to you on that one.
Okay, PS comm CCU power switch OFF.
It was off when I connected, and I'm on back now.
Okay, MO39, Mary.
Stand by, I'm getting the crew out. We'll get that in a second.
Okay.
And MO39 CCU power is verified off.
Thank you. And ASPO TC?
Go ahead.
Don't mean to push you, but I lost track of where I sent you the last time.
Okay, we've got MO39. All the CCUs are off, and I'm helping the crew unstrap and egress.
Okay, copy that. And if when you get a chance, you can disconnect the shoulder harness and lap straps, O2 hoses, parachutes, vent hose, and the comm cables.
That's all in work.
Copy that.
Alarm transducer on the left ohms oxygen tank could be reset to higher limits if that were necessary, and we expect further analysis later on from the propulsion systems officer and his backroom support people. No other systems are having any problem. The flash evaporator system worked well. It was shut down on time, and the environmental systems officer reports seeing good radiator flow in both loops. The crew was given the go for payload bay door opening at 1 hour and 37 minutes, and they are well into their checklist now. Right now in the process of powering up the KU band antenna system. This is Mission Control.
Okay, Steve, I've initiated self-test.
Roger that, Bruce. Thank you.
This is Mission Control at mission elapsed time 2 hours 22 minutes. Our next television event will be downlink from Discovery, payload bay views, visual inspection of the Hubble Space Telescope, and watching the power up and check out of the remote manipulator system, the robotic arm that will be used on flight day 2 to deploy Hubble.
Looks like self-test is complete at 2 plus 22 plus 40, over.
Discovery Houston, Roger Bruce, thank you.
That downlink television will take place at 10:09 a.m. Central Daylight Time. In the mission control room, the Orbit 2 flight control team has arrived and is in process of getting their handover from the Ascent flight control team. Orbit 2 team will be taking over control of the mission sometime in the next 30 minutes or so. This is mission control.
Discovery Houston on your left, Ohms.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, we're watching that left Ohms tank be creeping up. It's just about to ring the hardware caution and warning. We'd like to go ahead and reset the high limit on the hardware caution and warning. That's channel 7. We'd like to go from 3.6 volts to 3.65 volts for channel 7.
Okay, Steve, you were cutting in and out. We need to have you repeat that.
Roger, Lauren. The hardware caution and warning for the Ohms tank P, we'd like to raise the upper limit. That's channel 7. We'd like 3.65 volts for channel 7 on the high limit.
Okay, we understand for left Ohms tank P, hardware CNW upper limit changed to 3.65.
That's correct, and that's channel 7, Lauren.
You bet.
Discovery Houston, we're going to lose you in about a minute on the East Hedris. We'll see you on the west side at 2 plus 33. And if you can, we'd like you to go ahead and get into the cap and you have a go to start the maneuver to IMU align attitude when you can do it.
Roger that, thank you.
This is Mission Control. We'll reacquire voice and data with the crew in about 3 minutes on the Tracking Data Relay Satellite East. Just before this loss of signal period, the propulsion officer recommended that the crew reset the caution and warning alarm limits on that left Ohms tank oxygen tank pressure. It was reaching the alarm limit and was going to give a nuisance alarm. Still not a definite understanding of what's making that alarm go off, although it does have a transducer that's biased about 8 degrees high. Continuing to watch that and do not expect any impact to the mission from that condition. The payload deploy and retrieval system folks who monitor the manipulator arm aboard Discovery report that the crew has begun the configuration for the RMS checkout coming up in a few minutes. We're expecting a downlink television beginning at 10:09 a.m. Central Time. That should show us some payload bay views and visual inspection of the Hubble Space Telescope, as well as watching the RMS power up and checkout activities. This is Mission Control.
Discovery Houston, back with you through Hedris West.
Loud and clear, Houston.
Roger that. We read you the same, Lauren. And just a status for you on L3A. They've looked at that jet, and the data says that the aux injector valve did not open for L3A. So we're considering that that jet is lost for the remainder of the mission. And that costs us the 4-jet plus X deorbit capability. However, we will have 3 plus X jets available for any on-orbit maneuvering.
Okay, we copy that.
Discovery Houston, the ascent team has completed the handover to Orbit 2. We enjoyed working with you guys to get you on orbit. It was a beautiful launch. Best of luck to you tomorrow on getting HST deployed. The majority of the folks will be back with you tomorrow. The rest of us will join you for FCS checkout. We'll see you later.
We thank you very much, Steve, and it went very well. Thank everybody for us.
Roger, we'll do that, Lauren, and turning you over to Jim Boss.
Roger.
Houston, Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Roger, KU band comm activation is complete. The tags are still warming up. I'll give you a call when it's ready to go.
Roger, we copied, Bruce.
This is Mission Control Houston at 2 hours 47 minutes into the flight of Discovery and STS-31. The Orbit 2 team now on station here in the control center under the direction of Flight Director Milt Heflin. We're presently standing by to begin the power-up of the remote manipulator system arm. To do that checkout, the arm will be used to release the Hubble Space Telescope tomorrow afternoon. We are presently standing by also to take some views from Discovery's payload bay, and those views will be upcoming momentarily.
And Houston, Discovery, have you been watching all the IMU line?
At Discovery, Houston, we have all the IMU data we need. It looks good.
This is Mission Control. The PDRS officer reports that the remote manipulator system arm has been powered up and the uncradle is in progress. Discovery now crossing the equator, beginning orbit 3, now at an apogee of 331 nautical miles by a perigee of 310 nautical miles. The orbital period of Discovery currently is 96 minutes 44 seconds.
Discovery Houston, we were off the tail for just a little while. We're back with you now, and I have a switch for you on L1 when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Lauren, we'd like for you to take the flash evaporator controller Pry A off and Bravo on. We've seen tanks Charlie and Delta, supply water tanks Charlie and Delta not equalizing, and we'd like to use some water to troubleshoot that. We see about a 10% delta right now, and 3 to 5% is nominal. So we'd like to use controller Bravo for a while and see if we can get some water out of tanks Charlie and Delta.
Okay, we'll turn A off and B on.
Okay, and we'll let you know if we find out anything from this.
Roger.
And while we're having a little comm trouble with being off the tail, I don't know if you heard, but we do have the IMU data.
That's where we heard you say that.
Discovery Houston, earlier while we were listening to some communications checks with you, we did not hear UHF comm from the commander or from the MS station.
We're wondering if those stations have UHF turned off or if we have a problem. Could you help us out with that?
Well, Jim, we show air-to-air on all 3 of those ATUs.
Okay, Lauren, when we come up on Vandenberg in just a couple of minutes, we'd like to make a radio check with you to check out the UHF comm from those stations. We'll give you a call when we get Vandenberg UHF.
Roger.
And this is Mission Control Houston at 3 hours 2 minutes into the flight of Discovery. We're now seeing payload bay views from camera A. That's on the forward bulkhead of Discovery looking aft. We're seeing the remote manipulator system arm as it is put through its paces being checked out for tomorrow's activities related to the Hubble Space Telescope.
Yep. Discovery Houston, we're getting some real good payload bay television downlink, and we see that Steve has been hard at work getting the RMS deployed.
Okay, he's getting a good start into RMS checkout right now.
Roger, Lauren.
And this is Mission Control. We're now looking forward from the aft camera C. That's on the right-hand side of Discovery, looking forward at the KU band antenna. That antenna is used to downlink television pictures, as we're seeing now, and voice commands from the crew to the ground. And as the RMS checkout is in progress, so too is the beginning of the pre-breathe activities related to depressing the cabin from 14.7 psi down to the 10.2 psi level, where the crew members will stay through HST deploy activities. Go ahead.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt. As we're getting our first television from the spacecraft, this is the first opportunity for control team members here in Greenbelt as well as analysts in Huntsville to survey the telescope post-launch. This view is of the aft end of the aft shroud of the telescope. The aft shroud houses the scientific instruments, and we're looking forward on what would be actually, when the telescope is deployed, the port side of the telescope, but it's the starboard side of the orbiter as the telescope is situated on its back, so to speak, in the payload bay, the aperture end toward the front of the cargo bay, and the instruments toward the aft.
And this is Mission Control. The PDRS officer reports that Mission Specialist Steve Hawley is in step 3 of the RMS checkout. That is the backup drive test. Everything continuing to go smoothly in that realm. We will be losing television here shortly as we go through the ground station. We will have a normal handover from the tracking data relay satellite west to the eastern satellite on this orbit.
Discovery, Houston.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Lauren, we're over Vandenberg now. We have UHF. We'd like for you to do a comm check off of each of your ATUs if you would, and you can leave them up. All of them, we'll just listen to UHF and see if we get you.
Okay, stand by. Houston Discovery.
Okay, Discovery Houston, we heard you only on air-to-ground 1 on that one.
Discovery, radio check through the MS station.
And we heard you loud and clear, Discovery. And Discovery, Houston, correction, that was air to ground 1. We had no UHF on that MS station.
Okay, Jim, we have double-checked the config and everything, and let us go to another station and give you a call. Stand by.
Okay, Charlie, we'll be waiting.
Houston Discovery.
Discovery, Houston, we hear you on air to ground 1, but again, no UHF.
Roger, on the tags activation, I've got an over template which came on and then it went off for a minute or so, and now it's back on. Looking at the malfunction procedures 2.8 Bravo, it indicates probable noise and heater ring assembly and MCCO performed ground malfunction. Over.
Okay, Bruce, we copied that and we have that in work.
Okay, and I still have not advanced the paper necessary to feed the exposed paper out. I did advance about 4 sheets initially, and it all came through fine, but I haven't done anything since then.
We copied that.
Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Roger, here's one more com check. This is still on the A11 CCU, and that's the MS station. How do you read?
Discovery, Houston, we had UHF for just a second when you called that time, but then nothing later.
Roger that. Let me try another station.
Okay, and just let us know what station you're at.
Houston Discovery, I'm plugged into the PLT's R6 panel now, and his ATU has air-to-air in the TR position. How do you read?
Discovery, Houston, we have no UHF.
Roger that, and let me check the CDR's panel.
And Discovery, Houston, we had UHF that time, Lauren, but it was pretty garbled.
Roger, how about now?
We hear you again, but there's an echo and it's garbled.
And Houston Discovery from the CDR panel, air-to-air is in TR. How do you read?
Discovery, Houston, again, no UHF.
Okay, we copy no UHF that time either.
And Lauren, that time we did get some UHF.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what we're doing any differently. This is still the CDR's ATU. Unless you think it could be something in the speaker mic unit that we're using.
Yeah, Lauren, we're not sure. We're going to continue to look at it. We had your UHF just a minute ago, and then the last time you spoke, there was no UHF. Discovery, Houston, Lauren, we'd like for you to go to the commander station and then switch to Audio Center 2 and make a radio check with us there.
And Houston Discovery on Audio Center 2 from the CDR ATU. How do you read?
We heard you that time, Lauren, but it was a bit garbled as it was before.
Roger, we're reading you loud and clear.
Okay, Lauren. We get the UHF off and on. We're going to continue to look at it, and we'll get back with you later on.
Roger that.
This is Mission Control. The PDRS officer reports that the RMS checkout is still continuing to go smoothly. The crew has completed the direct drive test and the hand controller check, and is now in the manual augmented modes check, and that is step 7. A few moments ago, they did the crew in the ground did a check through to try and check on the UHF circuit, air to ground, and that circuit apparently is malfunctioning, and the INCO officer continues to troubleshoot that. We will try again to communicate through the UHF when the crew comes around again on orbit 4 as we travel through the Vandenberg ground station.
Discovery Houston for Charlie. Charlie, we've been seeing the boiler controller or steam vent heater number 2 has remained off scale low, and when you shut down your boiler power on your APUs, we'd like for you to leave boiler controller heater number 2 on, and we'd like for you to take it to Bravo, and we want to get about an hour and a half on the Bravo side, the Bravo heaters, to make sure that we bake those out.
Okay, Jim, I understood the first part of it. Would you just give me the instruction for where you want me to take the boiler controller heater switches?
Roger. We would like for you to power off the boiler controllers 1 and 3 and take boiler controller heater number 2 to Bravo.
Okay, I copy. And you want those done now?
You can do the ones that are going off on time.
Okay, I'll do the ones going off on time. Boiler controller number 2 is going to Bravo.
Okay, Charlie, thanks, and we'll let you know if this one works.
And this is Mission Control Houston. We're now on the eastern satellite, taking payload bay views from camera A as the remote manipulator system arm goes through its checkout. That conversation between Capcom Jim Voss and pilot Charlie Bolden was related to the water spray boilers. Those boilers, the steam vent heaters on those boilers are powered on and are allowed to heat up. Two of those heaters, or 2 of those water spray boilers heaters came up. Nominally, the third, which is water spray boiler 2, still a little off scale low, so they asked Charlie to take water spray boiler 2 to the B heaters and allow that to remain on, as the flight plan calls for all 3 to be turned off at 3 hours 40 minutes. However, only 1 and 3 will be powered off. 2 will be left on the B heater side. And this is Mission Control. We're now looking from payload bay camera B straight up at the end effector of the remote manipulator system arm as the end effector goes through its checkout. The end effector will be used to grapple the Hubble Space Telescope tomorrow, and will be used to release the telescope. And the end effector is about 13 inches in diameter.
Discovery Houston, just wanted to let you know that we are getting ready to Timbu up your software limits for the 10-2 atmosphere per your checklist, page 6-3 for the EVA ops.
Okay, Jim, we copy about the 10-2 Timbu.
This is Mission Control. Mission Specialist Steve Hawley continuing to take the RMS through its checkout procedures. We are looking at the end effector as it is run through the snare drive test.
Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Roger, Jim. We think RMS checkout is complete, and we think the arm is full up. We didn't see any anomalies at all.
That sounds great, Steve, and we concur.
And this is Mission Control at 3 hours 50 minutes.
Like we'll be getting around to starting the inspection just about the time it gets to be dark.
Okay, sounds okay to us, though. I guess you can do your best. Steve, we think you got 15 minutes if you can get started on it.
Yeah, you bet. We'll do what we can before sunset.
Mission Specialist Steve Hawley reports the RMS checkout is complete with no problems, and the Mechanical Systems Officer reports the same.
Discovery Houston, it looks like your steam vent heater number 2, Bravo, is working fine. We'll leave that on for about an hour and a half to get the water out of the lines.
Okay, copy, Jim, and let me make sure I understand what you wanted me to do on this steam vent heater deact. You just want boiler power off, is that correct?
Yeah, Charlie, we need to leave boiler power number 2 on, so just take boiler powers 1 and 3 off and leave 2 on so that we can have that Bravo heater.
Okay, Jim, you were cut out. Say again.
Okay, Charlie, we would like for you to leave steam boiler. Discovery Houston, we think we've got a good forward link. Our downlink may not be good. What I was telling you, Charlie, was we want you to leave steam vent heater 2 Bravo working. So leave boiler power 2 on Bravo and boiler powers 1 and 3 off.
Okay, that answers the question, and we're doing that right now.
And this is Mission Control. Some more good news. In addition to the RMS checkout going smoothly, water spray boiler 2 heater on the B side is working properly. They are, however, going to leave that on for about 90 minutes to take a look at that. Water spray boilers 1 and 3 have been turned off. And Mission Specialist Steve Hawley is beginning preparations to do a inspection of the Hubble Space Telescope. Hopefully he will get into that before Discovery moves into darkness.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt. Next television scheduled on NASA Select is an orientation of the Space Telescope Operations Control Center here at the Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland. That's scheduled to occur approximately 4 hours, 12 minutes mission elapsed time, 11:46 Central Time, 12:46 Eastern. This is Hubble Telescope Control, Greenbelt.
Houston, Roger. We're getting the cabin press messages. The cabin free breeze
Discovery Houston, you're dropping in and out right now, but we understand your cabin pressure message and no action required.
Roger that.
Discovery Houston for Charlie, your APU cool-off that's called out at 4 hours in your flight plan, we'd like to delay that for a little while, and we'll get back with you later when we want you to do the APU cool-off.
Okay, we'll note that.
Discovery Houston, watching the 10-2 prep, on panel L1 it called out water loop 2 bypass manual decrease for 30 seconds. We're wondering if you did that step, and if you have not, if you would do that one.
We haven't gotten quite that far yet, Jim.
Okay, Lauren, thanks.
Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Okay, Jim, we think we've completed all the 10-2, and you guys have tempoed the SM CNW changes as we understand it, so I think we're ready for the debrief on page 6-4.
Yeah, Charlie, we'll give you a go on that in just a minute. In the meantime, just a status update on your supply water tanks. They're looking good now. We believe that may have been a stuck bellows, and it seems to be working all right, and we'll continue to watch it, though.
Okay, we copy. And we're going to go ahead and start working our hardware caution and warning ahead of time here.
And Discovery Houston, we are happy with everything you've done. Looks like you're ready to continue on with your depress. We're going to be LOS in about a minute or so. We'll be back with you on the other side at 4:16.
Okay, we copy 416. It's going to take us just a few more minutes while I get the hardware CNW.
Okay, that sounds fine. We'd probably like to watch that anyway.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Green Belt at 4 hours, 13 minutes mission elapsed time. We're less than a half an hour now from sending the first commands to the Hubble Space Telescope since the telescope was configured for launch on Saturday. These initial commands will establish communications with the telescope in the shuttle payload bay, and we'll begin the step-by-step process of activating the observatory systems in preparation for tomorrow's scheduled deployment.
Discovery Houston, we're back with you on TDRS West.
Houston Discovery, loud and clear.
And we hear you loud and clear, Lauren. Discovery Houston, we're getting good TV downlink of your survey now, and I have some switches for you to check on panel A7 when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
We've been seeing some problems with the MADS recorder. We'd like for you to check the configuration. On panel A7L, if you would, check the following switches. MADS recorder power to PCM/WB enable. PB forward to command. Strain gauge on. Wideband/ASIP PCM to command. PCM to command. PCM record mode to sample. FDM control to data, and the ASIP heater to off.
Okay, Houston. We moved 2 switches. We moved the MADS recorder power to the PCM/WB enable position. It was OFF. And I think the other one was strain gauge PCM enable on switch. We took it to the ON position.
Okay, Steve, thanks. That may have fixed our problem. We'll let you know if we have any future problems.
Okay, Jim, if you guys are ready, we're ready to start the depress, and we show ourselves actually on the right-hand side of the approach zone, so we're ready to go if you're ready.
Roger, Charlie, we concur, and your go to begin your depress.
This is Mission Control Houston at 4 hours 22 minutes. The crew's been given the go to begin the...
And Bruce, you can take the airlock depress valve as soon as she's complete with that to 5.
The crew's been given a go to depress the cabin from the 14.7 psi level to the 10.2 level. As we are seeing payload bay views from the remote manipulator system arm as Mission Specialist Steve Hawley does a photo survey of the Hubble Space Telescope.
Houston, Discovery, flip load.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Roger, Bruce and Kathy are still on the HRA and doing the PI config on page 1-3 of the deploy checklist. We did not get a asterisk by PSP enable item 1 on spec 225.
Okay, Lauren, we copied. We'll get back with you.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt. As we go through the survey of the Hubble telescope, the crew has been scanning across the optical telescope equipment section of the vehicle, which is situated just forward of the subsystems module equipment section. These compartments contain electronics for several of the optical telescope assembly components. Additionally, Director of Orbital Verification Mike Harrington has advised Mission Control's Payload Officer Jeff Henley that the Space Telescope Operations Control Center is ready for the activation of the main power bus by the crew, which is scheduled to happen here shortly. Television now being received from the spacecraft has been showing the 8-foot wide solar array in its stowed configuration.
Discovery, Houston, about your question about the asterisk on spec 225, we believe that that's an error in your checklist. For PSP enable 1 ID, you should have a 1 rather than an asterisk there.
Okay, thank you. We do have an ID 1.
Okay, Lauren, and we see you in a good configuration now.
Roger.
Now in the field of view, one of the 2 grapple fixtures mounted to the Hubble Space Telescope. One of these fixtures will be used by Steve Hawley tomorrow to grapple the telescope with the remote manipulator system to lift it out of the payload bay.
Discovery, Houston, for Bruce. We believe that the tag's overtemp was a false indication. We've run through that now. It's back on, and you're go to continue running some paper out of it and complete the activation.
Okay. I'll get to it in just a minute. I'll call you back when I'm through.
Roger.
And this is Mission Control Houston. All operators are go to allow or tell the crew that we're ready to transfer the main bus activation to the Hubble Space Telescope. We will be standing by shortly for that call to the crew.
Discovery Houston, just wanted to let you know that the ground is currently configured for HST main bus activation. So we're ready when you are.
Okay, we copy, Jim, and we'll give you a call when we get there.
Okay, thanks, Charlie.
Are you guys seeing TV?
That's affirmative. We're still continuing to watch your inspection.
And Steve wants to know if there's anything else that you'd like to see that he hasn't shown you.
Okay, we'll check with our payloads folks and we'll see. Did you see anything visually that we didn't see?
As far as we've been able to see on board, everything looks perfect.
Okay, thanks. We'll get back with you if we need anything else.
And this is Mission Control Houston. That call was to notify the crew that the ground is configured for activation of HST main bus. Also, the crew reports that HST during the visual inspection looks great. No unforeseen items of interest at all. So far, everything going very smoothly in the visual inspection of the telescope.
And Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
I think we're ready to get into the main bus activation now.
Okay, we're ready for you to do that, Lauren.
Okay. Listen on my mark, main bus external power is coming on. Stand by. Mark.
And Houston, we just put the main bus power on.
Roger, Lauren. We copy.
This is Mission Control at 4 hours 43 minutes, mission elapsed time. The crew confirms and the ground concurs that the main bus power to the HST is activated.
This is Hubble Telescope Control in Greenbelt, with the electrical power now being provided by the orbiter to the telescope's 3 main buses. The orbital verification team is preparing to send a series of commands in the blind to establish communications with the telescope. We'll be standing by to take a look at the results of that initial transmission. While the receivers on board have been on since about 3 hours before launch, its transmitters have been powered down. This initial series of commands will configure one of the telescope's 2 multi-axis transmitters through the orbiter's payload
Discovery
interrogator.
Houston, we see you at 10.2, and we're ready to Timbu up your post 10.2 limits.
And Houston Discovery, we've completed the transfer of main bus power. We're standing by for your call to open the fixed head star tracker and turn off the RSU heater power.
We copied, and we'll get back with you in just a minute on that.
Okay.
And Discovery Houston, did you get my last on the 10.2 Timbus that we're going to send up to you?
Okay, we understand they're coming.
That's affirmative, thanks.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt standing by for word that the initial commands have had their desired effect, which will allow telemetry to be transmitted by the telescope for the first time. And this is Hubble Telescope Control. We have acquired our first data from the Hubble Telescope here in the Control Center. This is giving the controllers here their first opportunity to take a look at the configuration and condition of the telescope since it was powered down on Saturday.
Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
I tell you, the arm flies real well. I've about run out of things to look at. If you guys don't have anything else that you need me to go have a look at with the end effector camera, I'll begin RMS power down.
Roger, Steve. We don't have anything else in your go for RMS power down.
Okay. As near as we can tell, everything looks perfect.
Well, I know we're all glad to hear that one. Thanks for the input.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt. Analysts here and in Huntsville are now taking a very hard look at the initial data to confirm that the Hubble telescope is in the correct configuration and that nothing has changed since the launch.
Discovery, Houston, we have some further troubleshooting on the UHF problem if you have someone available.
Okay, Jim, can you guys give us just a few minutes to get the 10-2 cabin press, depress cleaned up, and another few things?
Sure, Charlie. Just let us know when you're ready.
Okay, and can you, I think the only thing that I see that we might need just to look at is the O2 slip back up on us while we were getting the HRAs turned off and everything, but I think we're okay. You guys might take a look at that. We finished the CNW and understand that you did the TIM booth for the backup, and we're installing the bleed orifice now, so that should complete page 6-6, and we'll wait for any more word from you as far as the depress.
Okay, Charlie, we see that, and we see you in a real good configuration now, and we like your cabin, so you're looking good.
Okay, and I'll get right back to you. We should have somebody free in a moment to do the troubleshooting.
Okay, it's just a couple of switches and some circuit breakers to check, and then we'll want to do another comm
okay,
check.
Give them to me now.
Well, we can wait. Just let us know when you're ready.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt, 4 hours 55 minutes mission elapsed time. Shift Supervisor Dick Turcotte has just completed a poll of all positions here in the Space Telescope Operations Control Center Mission Operations Room, and all positions report that initial data from the telescope looks very good. At this time, the Mission Operations team has is in the process of completing their has completed their first sequence of commands. Next command sequence will send a series.
Discovery, Houston, for information, we didn't get the Timbu up before you did your SM checkpoint initiate, so you didn't capture those limits we'd sent up. If you'd like to do it over again, you can, or we can just be prepared to send it up again if you lose the SM.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do another one, and I'm ready to take the switches that you want for the comm.
Okay, Charlie. On panel 06, we'd like for you to take the UHF mode switch, the rotary, to off, and then go back to panel R15, and I have some circuit breakers for you to check.
Okay, panel 06, the mode switch is now in off for UHF, and I'm at R15.
Okay, you move around pretty quick up there. On panel R15, row Bravo, we'd like for you to check the following circuit breakers and let us know their status if they're different. Main Alpha UHF circuit breaker should be closed. And then main Charlie UHF circuit breaker should be closed.
That's verified.
In that case, we'd like for you to cycle each of those and to open and then close, and if you would give us a mark when you cycle each one.
Okay, stand by. Main Alpha, UHF open, mark. Main Charlie, UHF open, mark. And we're closing them. Main Alpha, UHF close, mark. Main Charlie, UHF close, mark.
Okay, and now back on panel 06, you can take the mode switch back to simplex.
Okay, that's going back to simplex, and that's complete.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. We'll be back with you in just a minute about a comm check.
This Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt, with the completion of the first sequence of commands to the telescope, the orbital verification team will shortly be sending a series of commands.
Discovery, Houston, we'd like for you to give us a comm check now, and we'll check and see if the UHF is working. You can use any station for this.
Okay, Houston, Discovery, this is a comm check from the MS station with air and TR.
Discovery, Houston, we did receive some UHF, but it had a lot of noise on it. Let us look at it a little bit longer, and we'll be back with you.
Okay, Jim, we copy.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt. The next series of commands to the telescope will begin applying power to the circuitry or buses between support systems module and the optical telescope assembly. This will allow a configuration of the telescope such that controllers can begin turning on the heaters in the optical telescope assembly to maintain the telescope at an appropriate temperature or a constant temperature as it moves from daylight to the night side of the orbit. At 4 hours, 59 minutes mission elapsed time, this is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt.
And this is Mission Control Houston. Meanwhile, as the crew again tries to troubleshoot their communications problems on the UHF circuit, the remote manipulator system arm has been now stowed, as you can see in this downlink television. Earlier, just after the main bus was powered on to the telescope, the ground controllers reported to the crew and vice versa that the cabin pressure was now down to the 10.2 level, and it will remain there through Hubble deploy. And this will be in the event that we were to have to do a spacewalk. The cabin would be at the level for the two crew members, Kathy Sullivan and Bruce McCandless, to go out and do a contingency spacewalk in the event that a problem occurred during appendage deploy of the telescope.
And Houston, Discovery, RMS power down's complete.
Roger, Steve, thanks. Discovery, Houston, I have a couple of switches for you over on L1.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah, as I told you, it looks like the supply water tank problem is working okay now. I'd like for you to take the flash evaporator controller Pri Bravo off. And then when your evaporator out temperature gets to about 50 degrees, we'd like for you to take Pri A on.
Okay, we copy, and that's in work right now.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. Discovery Houston, in your Hubble deploy checklist, step 3, you are go to transfer the fixed head star tracker rate sensing unit to HST main bus power.
We copy, and we'll put that in work, Jim. And also, if the Eclipse guys are around, I'd like to go ahead and do cryo O2 tank heater sensor check now.
We're checking, Charlie. Discovery Houston, Charlie, you are go to do your cryo O2 sensor check now.
This is Hubble Telescope Control, Greenbelt, 5 hours, 5 minutes mission elapsed time. The orbital verification team here in the Space Telescope Operations Control Center has completed sending commands to configure the circuitry between the subsystems module and the optical telescope assembly.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Jim, I was going to power down some of the TVs, but I wanted to check and see which ones you guys wanted to use. I'll leave them up.
Okay, Steve, I understand you want to know which of the CCTVs we want to use?
Yeah, if any. I was just going to go ahead and turn them off.
Steve, you can go ahead and turn those off. Thanks.
This is Hubble Telescope Control. The orbital verification team has confirmed that they have completed that sequence of commands with the desired result, which has enabled the circuits to carry power to the fine guidance sensors, the optical control electronics, the actuator control electronics, and the electrical power and thermal control electronics in the optical telescope assembly. This clears the way momentarily to send a series of commands to the telescope assembly's thermal control system to activate the heater groups that will
Discovery Houston for Steve. We have one switch for you back on for the RMS.
Go ahead, Houston.
Yeah, Steve, we'd like for you to take the port RMS heater alpha to auto and verify Bravo is off.
No, I did it the other way because I thought that's what the checklist says, but I'll put A on and B off if you want.
Yeah, Steve, we understand this was the same problem we've had on previous flights, and we're going to get the checklist fixed. We thought it had been fixed this time. It's not very understandable.
It didn't make it into our copy. I got A on and B off now.
Roger.
And Jim, just for the box score, we did the aft controller checkout with no anomalies, and the cryo-2 tank heater sensor check also with no anomalies.
Okay, Lauren, we concur, and thanks for the report.
This is Hubble Telescope Control, Greenbelt at 5 hours, 10 minutes mission elapsed time. The control team here in the Space Telescope Operations Control Center is preparing to send another series of commands to this telescope to activate the telescope's optical telescope assembly thermal control system. It involves turning on a series of heaters which keep the telescope's 8-foot primary, 12-inch secondary mirrors and the focal plane assembly warm. Thermal control system is designed to keep the optics at approximately room temperature. The back of the primary mirror, for example, is kept at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, plus or minus a half a degree. The importance here is not that everything is maintained at the same temperature, but that all components are maintained at a constant temperature, which will help the telescope remain in focus. There are literally hundreds of temperature sensors and heaters in the optical telescope system. The heater groups will be turned on sequentially to avoid a power surge that could be caused if all of the heaters came on at once. As the control team begins activation of the heaters.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Yeah, Jim, just to give you a box score from the middeck, other than the amount of debris that's currently littering the middeck, equipment prep complete on time with no anomalies or deviations from the equipment, and DSO 469 deployed a little late because of needing to get some of the gear out of the way. I showed a TEPC power on at 0 days, 5 hours, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. And I'll get one photograph of the layout right now, but with all the suit gear still around on the middeck, I anticipate needing to get them a later one.
Okay, we copied, Kathy.
I doubt that they could fit any of their equipment in a photograph middeck right now.
Okay, and thanks for the report. It helps to keep us informed like that so we can tick off things as we go along. Thank you.
Sympathy from a former Capcom to a current Capcom.
Thank you. You understand.
This is Hubble Telescope Control. As the heaters are brought on line, the controllers will be watching the power draw to verify that the commands are having their desired effect. Additionally, a short time ago, the crew was given a go-ahead to turn off the discrete power sources to the rate sensing unit heaters, as well as to the fixed head star tracker shutters. That power source was designed to keep those shutters closed and the heaters on during launch when there was no main power to the telescope. Those sources are no longer required at this time since the telescope has been placed on orbiter power and the main power bus is activated. The next scheduled television event will be a change of shift briefing by the outgoing Space Telescope Operations Control Center Director of Orbital Verification, Mike Harrington. That briefing will occur in the Goddard Space Flight Center News Center and will be carried on NASA Select Television. At 5 hours, 14 minutes mission elapsed time, this is Hubble Telescope Control, Greenbelt.
And Houston, Discovery.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Okay, Jim, for payloads, we're a little bit late, but we're ready to put the main power on Big Max. We have the GAPC installed, and we're on the back of the cue card for main power on.
Okay, we're ready for that, Charlie. And then when you're done, I've got a couple of switches for you on R2.
Okay. Okay, Jim, and for payloads, we are set up and we're taking the main power on my mark.
Roger, we copy.
And Mark, IMAX main, ICBC main power should be on.
Roger, Charlie. And I like Big Max. That's a nice name for it.
This is Mission Control, Houston. That little discussion between pilot Charlie Bolden and Capcom Jim Voss was related to turning the power on between the orbiter.
Go ahead, Discovery.
Yeah, Jim, one thing I didn't report, and I forgot about it, you probably didn't see it because we were in backup at the time. The backup node release seemed to take about 11 seconds to get the snare wires fully open again.
Okay, Steve, we say that we did, in fact, notice that, and we thought it was like 9 or 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, we thought we detected motion up until 11 seconds.
Okay, that's a good input, and we'll continue to look at it. Thank you.
And I couldn't tell on the TV monitor that I had whether or not the snare wires showed the same problem that we were seeing at the Cape pre-launch. We couldn't see anything abnormal on TV, but if they were lying slightly outside the grooves, I'm not sure we'd be able to tell.
Okay, Steve, we also could not tell any difference.
Otherwise, it sure flies nice.
Okay, thanks.
This is Hubble Telescope Control Greenbelt at 5 hours 20 minutes mission elapsed time. Our next television event will be the Space Telescope Operation Control Center change of shift briefing with the off-going Director of Orbital Verification, Mike Harrington. That activity to begin at 1 p.m. and will be originating from the Goddard Space Flight Center.